22 is Darryl Porter, the former catcher for the Royals and the Cardinals, as he gets knocked into McDuffie there by Patrick Surtain. That's why no flag.
Dan, very good. A baseball historian.
Yes, sir.
Thomas Smith, the cornerback, and he's a terrific defensive back, but not only inactive today, but probably with a knee injury. Even if they were to make it to the Super Bowl, they're not counting on him. Flutie and Joe Pendry going over some pictures on the sideline as Marino takes over at the 11-yard line on first down. They begin on the ground. Abdul-Jabbar bolts forward to the 20-yard line, and that's a 9-yard pickup, setting up a 2nd and 1.
No, it seems to me, Dan, that one of the reasons that the Dolphins obviously want to run it is to take some of the pressure off of Dan Marino, but I think it's also to kind of pound a little bit at Ted Washington and make him get up and make him fight. And right now he's leaving the field. It looks like he's got dinged a little bit, but I would think that's a pretty good strategy going into the early part of this football game.
And they've got Donnelly, their best run blocker at right guard, back in the lineup, and Richmond Webb returns at left tackle. Huge pluses for Miami.
Pat Williams replaces Washington, and that's a first down. And again, moving through the middle on 2nd down and 1 is Abdul-Jabbar.
And one of the things we are seeing is that the Dolphins are running right. They're running away from number 78, Bruce Smith. And you can see right here, he's got to fight a double team. And, you know, this is what you do to great football players. You don't leave him on an island one-on-one with players that are not of his caliber. So you try to get 2 guys on him, and it takes a great football player like Bruce Smith to fight both of those guys off and make the tackle.
Meanwhile, Troy Drayton is on his way back to the locker room right now, the starting tight end for the Dolphins. Frank Wainwright is in here. And in the waning moments of the period, there is a flag thrown and interference up at the 39. Lamar Thomas, the receiver, covered by Ken Irvin.
We're going to call pass interference on number 27, Irvin. Now the discussion is whether or not the ball was catchable, I believe.
The ball looked to be well out of bounds.
You can watch Irvin here, 5 yards. You can't do that.
No.
You got to let him go.
No, and the ball wasn't well out of bounds. That was a good throw and a good catch by Thomas, but you're right, rode him well beyond the 5-yard limit. Got to wipe off my glasses here. From here, it looked like that ball sailed out of bounds. Oh, I know. Good, absolutely a good catch by Thomas. Must have a speck on my glasses, right? Clean these things off.
It's the daytime. We're night animals.
You know what? Maybe
we're night animals, Dan.
I am squinting. I'm not used to this.
Put another wrinkle in that forehead of yours.
Oh, here we go.
12-yard penalty.
It's worrying about what you're going to say. That's what's doing it.
From the 35-yard line, Abdul-Jabbar. You'll notice that he just has the Abdul on the back of his shirt because he was sued by the other Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, basketball's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And as part of a settlement out of court, he agreed that he would only wear Abdul on the back of his jersey, and there's no report as to whether he'll be sued by Paula Abdul now. But
so
anyway.
Can I sue Chris Berman then for using Boomer?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going after him, baby.
Absolutely.
That means
the verdict is unanimous.
It's happening.
And you'll get sued by Arliss.
That's the end of the quarter. Miami 3, Buffalo nothing. Back we come after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Oh, you want to talk back pain? Aching muscles? Let me tell you something. It's serious stuff. Whoa, hang on. Anyway, sometimes I need more than just a pain reliever.
Get the trusted pain relief of Tylenol Plus, a muscle relaxant with extra strength Tylenol aches and strains when you need more than just pain relief.
Oh, this is going to be close.
This is it. The countdown has begun at the Brick. This weekend will be the final weekend. It's the Boxing Week blowout with everything on sale. Plus, save up to 70% on canceled custom orders, end-of-the-line, and one-of-a-kind home furnishings. Hurry into the Brick and then relax. Just ask how you can get it now, but you don't pay until the year 2000 and receive Air Miles reward miles. It's the Boxing Week blowout with everything on sale. Hurry in. This weekend will be the final weekend. Nobody beats the Brick.
When a prehistoric discovery,
maybe it's a T-Rex egg,
opens a gateway in time Allie Hayden will come face to face with the past and live an adventure that's larger than life. T-Rex back to the Cretaceous. Dinosaurs bigger than you can imagine on the giant IMAX screen.
Of the totally redesigned Sierra GMC 365 days a year.
Nothing Dolphins, and Ted Washington is back in the game. The nose tackle, number 92, right over the center now, as Miami and Marino have a 2nd down and 9 from the 36-yard line. Troy Drayton, the tight end, ankle sprain, back in the locker room for the moment. Swing pass caught by Abdul-Jabbar. And he's taken down at the 35-yard line by Gabe Northern. First quarter numbers. The big story, of course, would be the turnover on the opening play when Moulds fumbled. And then Miami was able to take it down and get 3. Jimmy Johnson knows all about turnovers in the playoffs. Very simple right there in postseason games, and most of those, of course, as the coach of the Cowboys. 7-0 with fewer turnovers. 0-2 if you're on the minus side.
A great equalizer, and the Bills were +11, 3rd in the NFL in turnover ratio this year, so uncharacteristic by Eric Moulds and the Buffalo Bill offense.
3rd and 10 from the 35. Marino slipping out, throws over the middle, finds the open man in Bills territory. Ed Perry, the number 2 tight end, in a 1st down. So a 3rd and 10, a big conversion all the way to the Buffalo 43.
On the depth chart, Ed Perry is the number 2 tight end, but as far as the passing game is concerned, he's barely number 2. He had 25 receptions on the year to Drayton's 30. And this is why. He's good in space for such a big guy. Sits down, finds the open area. And I love the way he looked it in, and then look what happens here. He ends up 6 or 7 yards beyond where he was first contacted by a Buffalo DB.
22-yard gain. Dolphins 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. To the ground again. Abdul-Jabbar running well early on. Picks up about 6. Abdul-Jabbar, the last time we saw him, that Monday night game 2 weeks ago against the Denver Broncos, 15 carries for 5 yards. That's a bad night.
But a different offensive line in front of him this week. You know, when you look back to that Denver game, I mean, it was a lot of throwing that game, but now they have Donnelly back. They have Richmond Webb back. They have a little bit more cohesion on that offensive line, is certainly going to help a running back.
And in a great case of covering for your teammates, Dan Marino threw 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
Yeah, if you can't run, at least you can pass.
3 of those to Lamar Thomas. 2nd down and 4. Marino pump fakes and then gets wrestled down. Marcellus Wiley spins him down at the 46-yard line.
Oh, and gently places him down too.
It's a designer sack.
Dan Marino talking to some of his offensive cohorts, telling them he did not really appreciate the Gucci placements that he received right now.
I don't know, is this respect, or is it just that Marcellus got back there and really didn't have a chance to? Dan kind of went down a little easy too. Maybe Marcellus didn't want to get down and get dirty.
That was gentle. That
place.
was gentle. Very gentle. Marcellus was very kind.
Kind of gentler world. 3rd down and 11 as Marino fires and contact is made, and here comes the flag. Kurt Schultz hit Rhonda Gadsden a half-second too early, to the dismay of Wade Phillips, but it's going to go against Buffalo.
From here, it looked like it was the correct call. Schultz just trying to make a beat on the player and got there right before the ball arrived. And you got to kind of quell your aggressiveness a little bit when you're back there. You just have to try to time it a little bit.
Defense, number 40, automatic. 1st down, snap.
You talk about huge plays in a game, and this certainly is one. You see Kurt Schultz just getting to Gadsden right before the ball gets there.
Well, and he grabs his left arm and just pins it to his side. It's all timing when you're a safety, making that hit across the middle.
2nd pass interference call against Buffalo. Pat Williams in place of Washington here, first down from the 30-yard line, and tackled right at the line of scrimmage. So Williams, the man replacing the Pro Bowl bound Washington, makes the hit.
And that's about as hard as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has been hit all day. That was a solid tackle by Williams. And again, this is a story we've got to watch as this game goes on. The longer Miami keeps the ball, and here they are now in the midst of another long drive. Only 5 defensive linemen today suited up for Buffalo. Out comes the sun. The field is wet. It's going to be very humid, and it's getting warmer.
2nd and 10 from the 30. 3-0 Miami early in the second quarter. Marino throws, miscommunication there because going down the sideline was Owezike, and he's a guy who's only been here for a few weeks, the former 49er. He's going to the end zone, and Marino's throwing outside. 3rd and 10.
I just saw Dan Marino. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, here it is, Boomer. ABC wants to congratulate the practice. Emmy winner for Best Drama, now been honored with 3 Golden Globe nominations, including Best Drama. It's the practice. It's tomorrow on ABC.
Well, I was going to say that Dan Marino and Owezike need to practice more together.
Very, very good segue. You should win a Golden Globe for that segue.
You are hot.
Really, actually, Dan Marino said, hey, it was my fault. I think Owezike did run the right route.
3rd down and 10. And that is caught over the middle and rolled down is Ed Perry. He lost the ball, but after the play had been whistled dead. So it's still Miami's ball at the 23, and Mate's going to come in to attempt about a 40-yard field goal.
Wade arguing for the fumble, but
Perry just got leveled.
let's see if Wade has a legitimate argument. Let's check out the knees of Ed Perry. It's hard to see. His back was to us before the ball came out. He got spun around and took a real shot.
Dan Brandenburg, number 96, just laid into him.
40-yard attempt for Orlando Mate, who's made a 31-yarder. And this kick is good. Orlando Mate has accounted for all of the scoring in the game with 10:36 left in the first half. 6-0 Miami.
The first quarter was brought to you by GMC, makers of the totally redesigned Sierra. GMC, 365 days a year.
If your New Year's resolutions included this year's renovations, better head for Crevco. To help you design your bathroom, our professionals can offer our exclusive collection of jetted tubs, tub showers, doors, vanities, sinks, faucets, and all the unique designer accessories. Everything from the traditional look to bold new steps in styling.
For 18 years, Crevco has furnished Manitobans with luxurious bathrooms at affordable prices and unparalleled service. Visit our display showroom, Sargent at Berry, La Jemouge at Grassy.
It's not about winning the game. It's about saving it. The cornerback. For all you do, this bud's for you.
I killed him.
One man's damnation is another man's salvation.
Send him back to hell.
Brimstone, it's hell on earth. Global's got it, Monday at 9.
Bruce Smith taking a blow on the bench. The Buffalo defense has been out there a lot early in this game. And Mate, as he attempted it, I don't know if he attempted that on purpose or not, but the Bills come up with the ball. It's Dan Brandenburg.
No way that was attempted. That was something that came off of his off the tee.
Bruce DeHaven is the special teams coach. Another peek here Oof.
Maybe it was attempted.
He's been known to do that before.
Could you kick it that bad on purpose?
The holiday rate break at Pontiac Buick GMC is on now. There's purchase financing on most 99 models as low as 1.9%. So Pontiac drivers don't have to wait any longer for some excitement. Hurry in for the holiday rate break.
What? You traded in Rudolph?
Walk over there and I'll take a picture.
Introducing the incredible power of new Duracell Ultra.
That's lovely, Julian. That's lovely. Wait a minute. By the statue.
Now cameras get faster flashes, up to 100 more pictures.
That's it. Lovely. Let yourself go.
New Duracell Ultra with a concentrated power force to give more life to your high-tech devices.
Yes. Work it. Work it.
New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
Nice album. CDs. You sound like Dad. They're from Play, from Columbia House. Music Club? Been there. Forgot to send back those cards? Got stuff I didn't want. It's different with Play. No reply cards or unwanted CDs. And check out the Play website. Easy ordering, email, hassle level 0. CD samplers with new artists and 12 CDs as soon as you join. Come on, let's go play.
Play from Columbia House. Call 800-881-1617 or watch your mail.
Kick up your heels. Global's got Saturday night satire, music, and comedy.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Global's got it. Midnight tonight.
You know, we're not exactly certain here. It looked as if it was an accident, but we'll explain in a second. Take another look at this onside kick.
Look to the left side of your screen. Some of the Dolphins swinging that direction as if they were anticipating that onside kick.
And guys blocking downfield like it was an onside kick.
My guess is that was intentional. But, boy, what a gamble. Look at Buffalo's field position.
Tremendous. The ball at the 42-yard line as Flutie puts it on his hip. Great protection. Finds Moles. Has him at the 6-yard line. Moles gets free despite being doubled. First and goal. Got inside Buckley.
My statement is why? Why even try that? I mean, your defense is holding down the Buffalo offense for the most part. And on this particular play, if Doug just lets it go and flies out there, it's going to be a touchdown. He underthrows the ball severely.
Well, the NFL Competition Committee even talked about this last fall. Let's take another look at the Moles catch right here.
You can see if Doug just lays it out there, Moles can go and get it, but he underthrows him, and instead of being a touchdown, the ball's on the 5-yard line.
First and goal from the 5. Moles 2 catches for 102 yards, but the other one resulted in a fumble. Out of the eye, they give it to Smith following Gash. And Smith moves the pile to the 1-yard line. On that Mate kick, Tony Franklin came up with it earlier years ago, where he would hit the top of the ball, drive it into the ground. And in fact, the competition committee looked at it because, along with special teams coach Mike Westhoff, the Dolphins were able to obviously confuse the opposition.
It's just an enormous gamble on the part of the Miami Dolphins at home with a 6-point lead, and you're keeping the football away from the other team. That's a big risk.
Meanwhile, here's Thurman Thomas trying to get in on second and goal, and does. Thurman Thomas into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, so much for that lead.
Yeah, I still go back and say, you know, what are they thinking about? I understand that you're trying to create something, but there's really no reason for you to create something, and you certainly don't want to give good field position to a team that you've held down most of the afternoon. Straight ahead, right behind Sam Gash, Pro Bowl fullback for the Buffalo Bills, and just a real nose for the end zone does Thurman Thomas have.
I just don't think that the reward justifies the risk.
Exactly. Bad risk-reward ratio, and it's going to cost them the lead here, pending the extra point, which is good by Christie. Thurman Thomas has now scored a touchdown in each of his last 9 postseason games. That's an all-time NFL record. 8:54 to the half. Bills by 1.
This NFL quarter is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
This is the climate. MotoMaster works here. If the weather around here had its way, some days you'd never even get started. That's why MotoMaster offers a line of climate-proven batteries, including our top-of-the-line Eliminator. With 1,000 cold cranking amps, Eliminator will start your car even in the most severe conditions. And it's backed by an 84-month comprehensive warranty. This is the brand. This is the climate. MotoMaster works here.
It's a big game. You can win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl bash with big bands, big stars, big screens, and 5,000 winners. It's going to be one big Super Bowl party. Details on Bud cases. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age.
Oh, you want to talk back pain? Aching muscles? Let me tell you something. It's serious stuff. Whoa, hang on. Anyway, sometimes I need more than just a pain reliever.
Get the trusted pain relief of Tylenol plus a muscle relaxant with extra strength Tylenol aches and strains when you need more than just pain relief.
Oh, this is going to be close.
Mike Westhoff is a special teams coach, and he's one of the better ones. He learned that onside kick from Tony Franklin in 1988. Had looked for a kicker, and Mate is the guy who can pull it off. So we're going to assume that that was an intentional onside kick, which, you know, they may dispute for the moment until everybody realizes it was. And they've attempted 3 this year and recovered 2.
There's no disputing the fact that it was an intentional onside. You could see it on the replays, but Dan, you and I have been discussing here now for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Why would you do something like that, especially when your team is basically controlling the football game?
We don't want to be labeled as second guessers sitting up here. Even if they would have attempted it and recovered it, we would still be sitting here scratching our heads going, wow, can you believe that they took that large of a risk? This is playoff football, and you're in the lead.
Sometimes you can outsmart yourself as Christie kicks off, and it's taken at the 6-yard line by the rookie John Avery, their #1 pick out of Ole Miss. Flags all over the joint.
I've never seen this many flags.
I mean, just a ton of flags.
You might as well forget this. This doesn't mean anything right here.
This is exhibition football.
And we've got an injured Miami Dolphin back at the 22.
Dwight Hollier.
Hollier is still down on the ground, and he appears, he's trying to get up.
And this one will come all the way back.
There were some vicious collisions down here, but certainly the holding was seen by at least 4 officials. There's 4 flags down there.
On the receiving team, number 57, 10 yards, first down.
Would have been a 79-yard return. O.J. Brigance for holding. Johnson checks the replay. Buffalo by 1.
Suzanne, it's Julie. Could you come get your husband? He's washing my Grand Am again.
The all-new, redesigned Grand Am from Pontiac, built for drivers.
Another parked car. Johnny, send in Butch again. Of course, we really won't do this to your car, but please remember to observe the parking bans this winter.
For up-to-the-minute information on status of parking bans, call 775-SNOW.
A message from the City of Winnipeg Streets and Transportation Department.
900-pound intruder. 12,000 unmarked acres. Too close for comfort. 99% sure. And 1
change of address equals one peacekeeper. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Championship game coming your way, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. #1 Tennessee against #2 Florida State. And you can play the Primetime Player interactive game on your computer along with that game on Monday night. From the 11-yard line, first down for the Dolphins, who trail by 1. This is Abdul-Jabbar, and he gets wrestled down, and a flag comes in for what appeared to be a face mask violation.
Well, look at the guy who called it, though. He came from like 35 yards deep.
He did. The official who called it, you would think, had the worst angle of all.
If it is face mask, he might have called holding. No, he called face mask. Well, you know what? I could have called it from up here, and I was further away than he was.
Face mask on the defense. 5 yards only. First down.
That's Wayne Simmons. Last time we saw Wayne was the Monday night massacre in Kansas City.
That was the last time Wayne saw Kansas City.
That's right.
Released the following week by Marty Schottenheimer and has found a home here in Buffalo.
That was the Denver Kansas City game that ended in such ingloriousness for the Chiefs that night. Derek Thomas wound up with a suspension, and Simmons was waived. Drayton is back in the game. They went back to check his ankle.
Interesting that Simmons gets waived, and Derek Thomas is the guy that had the 3 personal fouls on the one drive.
Right.
And Simmons makes his way into the playoffs.
It's first down and 6. From the 15-yard line, Buffalo on top by 1.
We have not been short of controversial plays here.
Yeah.
In just about a quarter and a half of football.
And strategy coming into play on 1st and 6. This is Abdul-Jabbar. One of the things we started to see before is you can from time to time almost outsmart yourself, because maybe Jimmy Johnson is thinking, okay, I lead 6-0. And he's thinking, if I can recover that kick, I've kept their defensive unit out on the field so long, and now they have to come out again, that I'll really have the upper hand. Maybe that's in his thinking.
Well, I don't know what's in his thinking, but you know, it's a gutsy call to do it. But when you're ahead 6-0 and your defense is playing well, why? And why give momentum to the other team? I don't understand it.
I just don't think you could lose sight of the big picture.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. And that's caught up at the 34 by Lamar Thomas.
And the big picture in my mind for the Miami Dolphins is the strength of my football team is my defensive unit. And if that's the case, and Jimmy's always been a proponent of playing it close to the vest, you know, hammering away with the football, don't ever compromise your defensive football team, and that was a huge compromise.
Sure. Well, he was going for the juggler earlier. I mean, early in the game, much earlier than you would suspect. And again, it gets down to the point, maybe outsmart yourself. Maybe you go, oh, you know, it's the last thing in the world they're thinking about. So, 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And this time it's Pritchett. And he gets taken down. Sam Rogers with an ankle tackle, gain of 1.
You know, the other thing to look at, too, is their offense is moving the ball pretty good. They're running it okay. They're throwing it all right. Even though they only have 6 points, they basically have controlled the game from an offensive standpoint.
They haven't seen much of Flutie. I mean, Flutie's only thrown 6 passes to this point, but for 124 yards. And the Dolphins have had the ball almost 17 minutes to 6 for the Bills.
And have run almost 3 times as many plays as has Buffalo.
2nd down and 9 from the 34. Marino out of a shotgun. 3-man rush. Dan over the middle, nearly has it picked off. Threw into a passel of Bills, and John Holosek had it deflect off his fingertips.
Well, actually, the ball, I think, was deflected before it got to Holosek. Looked like somebody at up towards the line of scrimmage might have gotten a hand on that football.
What the Bills have decided to do, though, when Miami empties the backfield like this, they're just dropping 8 and rushing 3 and hoping that the 3 rushers can get to Dan Marino. And you can see Bruce Smith getting run around the top. He's got 2 guys blocking him.
Sam Cowart.
Right. It's a tough situation to throw the ball in down there because I mean, there's too many guys underneath.
3rd and 9 from the 35-yard line. Marino underneath, caught, and trying to get the first down is Gadsden. He's close to it.
Did you see Henry Jones bounce off of Gadsden? Now that's when it pays to be a 220-pound receiver, and we're seeing more and more of these kind of guys in the NFL now. Henry Jones, though, a hard-hitting, strong safety. Watch him buoying off of this guy.
And the receivers for the Miami Dolphins earlier in the year were taking a lot of heat, saying that they couldn't get open, they couldn't make plays down the field. But the last 4 or 5 weeks, this is exactly what they've been doing. Oronde Gadsden had a big game against Atlanta last week, lost his starting job to Lamar Thomas, and all of a sudden he's got a pretty good receiving corps going for him.
So 4th down and 1, and they send in Klaus Wilmsmeyer. The punt, fair catch is called for, made at the 23 by Kevin Williams. 5:10 left in the opening half. Opening wild card game of 1999. 7-6 Buffalo.
For Detective Tom Wells, nothing could prepare him.
Tell me this atrocity is false.
For what he saw. Now,
the film is real.
Nothing will stop him.
These people we're dealing with, they're extremely disturbed.
From what he must do.
No one left to finish this but me.
Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage.
I'm trying to understand.
8mm. Opens everywhere February 5th.
Ah, show her a picture of her husband-to-be. That'll scare her.
Hold the phone. Your MTS first rate plan just went unlimited.
This family, big animal lovers.
Unlimited calling in Canada, nights and weekends.
Yeah. We're all on a diet here.
Talk all you want for a maximum $19.95 a month, or as little as you want for just 10 cents a minute.
Save the Gopher Foundation.
First rate plan customers are automatically enrolled. MTS, welcome to the future.
I prefer to do my own cleaning.
Unlimited calling.
I'm a clean freak. Oh, yeah.
$19.95 a month or less.
Lost another race. I just can't get a break.
Well, I'm tired of losing. Yes, Honey Nut Cheerios will be mine. Do it for the nuts. Do it for the honey. Come on. You want it? I said, do you want it? Yes. Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios. Don't worry, huh? You will win.
This is the first game of our wild card doubleheader from Texas Stadium. Coming up after this one, the Arizona Cardinals against the Dallas Cowboys. Jake Plummer and the Cards getting into the playoffs last week on that Chris Jackie kick at the end of the game against the Eastern Division champions of the NFC, the Cowboys, coming up after this. Now Flutie from the 23, a little dump off to Sam Gash, and Gash gets upended at the 33-yard line. That's close to a first down.
When you play a team that plays some man coverage in the secondary like the Miami Dolphins do, play action in the backfield can confuse linebackers. They don't know whether to stay at home or run with their responsibilities, and Gash sneaks out and Flutie finds them, and these are the things that a good running game can do for you, and certainly Buffalo has one of those.
George Hill, the defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins, on second down and a short one from the 33-yard line out of the eye. And it is Antoine Smith picking up the first down. Antoine Smith didn't go to college for a couple of years when he graduated from high school. As you look at Joe Pendry, and Pendry's had Smith as his ace back this year. Antoine, 2 years helping his grandparents who'd raised him stay afloat. And his grandmother died. He promised her he'd get a college education, enrolled in a JC, wound up going to Houston, and at the age of 25 was their #1 draft choice 2 years ago.
This is the interesting formation by the Buffalo Bills. Put your receivers inside and your other guys, your running backs and tight ends outside.
Flutie on first down, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Kevin Williams. 2nd and 10. This wild card playoff game from Miami is being brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. First Union, your guide to the financial world, and Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
The Gulls flying into the wind, and the wind is certainly here. There's George Hill. By the way, a lot of people thinking that it's automatic that Dave Wannstedt, now that he's not in Chicago any longer, would rejoin Jimmy. Jimmy wanted us to know that George Hill will be the defensive coordinator here next year.
On 2nd and 10, Thurman Thomas, who has already scored a touchdown today, is close to a first down. Tackled at the 44, tripped up there by Sam Madison.
Did you see big old Jamie Nails, 6'6", 360 pounds, leading Thurman Thomas around the corner? When you have an offensive guard, and he's in there for Ruben Brown right now, running around the corner that big of a man, laying blocks on defensive backs and linebackers, this shows you why your running game is what it is. Watch, he knocks a linebacker out of the way.
Derek Rogers.
And then goes after a little DB. You know, those linemen love that.
And how can you not be a good blocker when your name is Jamie Nails?
And you weigh 360.
If you can't, the name is worth a good drive block alone.
Here's Thomas for the 49. You know, Dan, sometimes you have to put things in relation to other things. You know, we say 360 and these guys are getting bigger and bigger. But think of it this way. If Flutie weighs 180, 2 Doug Fluties go into 1 Jamie Nails.
That's a lot of Flutie Flakes. And Jamie looks like he's passed the Flutie Flakes and gone right to the pancakes, omelets.
I'll tell you one thing. The Buffalo Bills have the all-airport team with Nails and Washington and some of those big guys that they have.
Yeah. Whoa. Had a few Rubens, too.
Right. 2nd and 2 from the 48. Antoine Smith tripped up a little short of the first down. 3rd and a yard or so. Upcoming.
Jamie Nails might make the all-name NFL team someday. That's just a good football name.
Well, when you look at the battle that's going on in the middle between Gardner and Bowens, 3:15 both, and a guy like Jamie Nails in the middle, that's where the game is won, at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and short upcoming. 2-minute warning. Buffalo 7, Miami 6.
Introducing Diet Debbie.
Introducing Diet Debbie. She's making New Year's resolutions.
She crashed diets.
I want to lose 20 pounds by February.
She counts every calorie.
Celery is yummy.
She works out after every meal.
That's jazzercise.
Treadmill, sold separately.
Great tasting Special K fiber is a resolution you can actually keep.
They wanted freedom. The town wanted order.
Hands down.
But the harder they try to control them,
We do things around here my way.
the harder it is to stop them.
Let's roll!
Get ready to shake up the system.
Sex and football.
I raised you to be a winner.
Varsity Blues.
Thank God I like sex.
Special sneak preview Friday, January 8th. Check local listings.
All right, guys.
All right,
Eat up.
McDonald's. Hockey card. I got Wayne Gretzky. I saw him score 12 goals once.
I know Gretzky, you know.
Yeah, right, coach.
Upper Deck hockey cards are back at McDonald's, featuring new laser-etched cards and 5 great subsets, including rookies, goalies, and all-stars. You can also win one of thousands of great prizes. Only 69 cents when you buy any size prize.
Thanks, pal. I owe you one.
Hey, guys. How's lunch?
That's it.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. It's 3rd down and a long one. Carl Mock, line coach, looking on. There's Jason Taylor, a guy they'll miss for the balance of the playoffs.
He's got a broken clavicle, which is the collarbone. He has no chance of returning. They put him on IR.
3rd down and 1, and Flutie starts in the gun, then comes up under center because of the crowd noise, and takes the snap and throws, and it's caught at the 40-yard line by Kevin Williams. And how great was that? Flutie in the gun, knowing nobody could hear him, comes up under center and completes it.
Extremely smart by Doug Flutie. That is, well, of course, that's the sign of a guy that's been there before.
Well, he's been there before, but really when you think about it, Dan, the difference between him now and say 10 years ago in the NFL is that his maturity level has matched finally, you know, his playing level, and he'd be able to put them both together and become the player that he is now in the NFL.
Doug, at the age of 36, Heisman Trophy winner in '84 at Boston College, throws. That's caught at the 25 by the great Andre Reed. With Moles developing this year, Moles is really their go-to guy, but Andre Reed continues, as he has for 14 years, to live over the middle.
There's your boy Carl Mark, just going crazy. He's beautiful.
All offensive line coaches go crazy.
Timeout, Buffalo.
This NFL quarter was brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
Hey, Todd, can you give me a hand?
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now,
The self-service for the birds.
bigger than ever.
Dave, come quick.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million. The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever.
Get this check off of me.
It's a big game. Watch the NFL on Global in the third quarter for Budweiser's Touchdown Canada contest. Get your co-star on cases of Bud. Match it, and you could be at Canada's biggest Super Bowl party.
Mondays on Global.
Why are you putting all this pressure on us?
No pressure.
I was hoping it wouldn't be that good.
Well, you'll never know till you try it.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about two guys, a girl, and a pizza place. Global's got it Monday.
Do you think this is a good time to go to the bathroom?
Teams pretty evenly matched during the regular season. As you see, Dolphins win by 6 in September here. Bills win by 6. Orchard Park in November. Equal total of points. These teams have the same record. They had to go all the way to the 5th tiebreaker to determine whether this game would be played in Miami or Buffalo. That was net point differential in division games. Thurman Thomas to the 11. We mentioned before he has scored touchdowns in his last 9 postseason games. He also, with that earlier touchdown, now has 21, the most postseason touchdowns in history. He shared that mark at the beginning of today with Emmitt Smith, who could eclipse him later this afternoon.
Certainly could, and that was the same play we saw before, getting out on the edge behind Nails, the left guard.
2 timeouts remaining for Buffalo. First down from the 12, floated into the end zone. Moles is there, and he can't make the play. Brian Walker with the coverage.
And what's a smart thing by the Buffalo Bills, what they're doing now is they're actually running against the nickel defense of the Miami Dolphins, taking out their best tacklers and letting Thurman Thomas run around the corner and break some tackles, and then putting the receivers inside, matching them up one-on-one and giving them more room, taking the boundary away from the defensive backs of the Miami Dolphins. Ooh, that was close.
Toe on the chalk.
That was an extremely close play.
11th play of the drive, 2nd and goal. Flutie taken off, looking for the end zone, tackled from behind at the 5-yard line. Kenny Mixon saved a touchdown. The rookie out of LSU. Timeout Buffalo with 24 ticks left, and the Bills still have 1 timeout. 7-6 Bills.
At Boyd, we can fix a stone chip for about $50. But if you wait until it starts to crack, it could cost you $500 because you'll have to replace the whole windshield. During winter, extreme cold makes cracks appear much faster, and the basic deductible for replacing a windshield is now $500. Fixing a stone chip may not seem worth the bother, but it sure makes sense to pay $50 and not $500.
Boyd Auto Body and Glass.
Offensive coordinators in the league who works from the field. And he is actually the man who does that and communicates to Flutie's headset and his helmet.
I would say right here, Dan, that you'd watch the middle of the field. You know, they've had some success with their tight ends in recent weeks for touchdown passes. This is also an opportunity for them to run here, too, as well.
For Doug Flutie to run.
Johnson and Reamersma are the tight ends. Reamersma caught 6 during the regular year. With Reed in motion, the pass is picked off by Marion at the 1-yard line. And Marion gets tackled by Moles up at the 20. Flags all over the joint at the end of the play.
They're going to get
Marion ripped off his helmet.
Or somebody ripped it off.
No, it was Eric Moles who ripped it off.
Well,
That's why the flag is there.
Well, no, that was before. Almost looked. I thought Marion took it off himself.
In any event, the penalty figures to be inconsequential against Miami because they've been able to stave off the Buffalo threat. Regardless, the post-possession foul.
I think Marion took off. I thought he ripped off his own helmet.
Personal foul, major face mask, defense, number 80, 15 yards, first down.
Well, that was Moles.
Moles got the face mask.
Right. Apparently he took enough of the helmet off.
Well, first of all, Doug Flutie really jams the football into coverage. He's trying to get it to Reed, and there is a Dolphin on either side. The one side was Marion. There comes Mold. There's the face mask. And Marion takes his helmet off himself, hopping mad, and very fortunate that he did not get hit. Oh, look at that, spun all the way around. Well, there's why he's trying to take it off. It spun to the side, and it's pinching his nose, probably. Whoa, that's a type of a face mask by Molds where a guy could really get hurt.
Well, Marino has time to get him into field goal range with one long one here. 15 seconds. Dan stepping up. Dan going deep, but only Bills are back there as they surround Gadsden. Did he come up with it? It somehow winds up in the hands of McDuffie.
Did he lateral it? It looked like he caught it and lateraled it back to McDuffie, didn't it?
Timeout is called, and they can at least take the lead with a field goal here.
Rondé Gadsden must be thinking he's still playing in the Arena League. It almost looked to me as if he caught the ball and then tried to lateral it. Look at this.
What a play.
He did. What is he thinking about?
Oh, that ball had to get knocked out.
No way. He tried to do that.
It looks like he's at least thinking about doing it.
Look at this. He might not know that they have timeouts left. He's thinking that the game's got to go on. He thinks it's the last play.
And McDuffie's trying to get rid of it as well.
These guys.
27-yard field goal attempt.
You could say what you want about these receivers early on in the season, but they have become playmakers.
Well,
they obviously don't know what's going on in terms of timeouts either.
Gadsden's played more football than anybody on earth, a whole Arena League season, then a whole NFL season, now the postseason.
Well, you love that as a quarterback, too, where your stats go up big and you get nice numbers, and it looks like it's a whole player. Then on the other side, Doug Flutie's still thinking about the interception he just threw and how sick that makes him.
So it's a first half of bizarre plays. The Molds reception on the opening play of the game, 65 yards, and then the fumble, and then the onside kick attempt. And now this play, and now Miami can retake the lead on a 27-yard attempt by Olindo Mate. And
that's fitting.
It is.
That's fitting. That fits right in with everything else that has happened here in the first half, but that would be the last play of the half.
Dan, one thing we did know is that we were going to get a good game. Didn't we know that?
Yes, we did.
What a half.
What an interesting one.
7-6 Buffalo. Up next, preview of the Dallas-Arizona wildcard game back after this from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations.
Video Update, home of the 2 for 99-cent Tuesdays, favorites, and hot new releases. Comedy sure to make you burst with laughter.
New on video. It's coming. It's huge. Just guess.
You're telling me.
Eddie Murphy.
How come I can understand you talking? I don't know. Maybe you're just weird.
In the comedy hit that has everyone talking.
Stop talking to me!
Dr. Doolittle.
Sorry.
Give the gift of entertainment from Video Update with our $5 and $10 gift certificates.
Here are some of the stories the Global News team kept you up on this week. A dual attack on Iraq over its failure to comply with UN weapons inspectors. We brought you continual coverage from Baghdad, as well as the impeachment crisis plaguing U.S. President Clinton at home. As well, we brought you details on Winnipeg's first weather wallop of the season. New whiteout conditions kept many Christmas travelers from hitting the road. Global News, we are Winnipeg's news source.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Who knew driving a Lexus could feel so exhilarating? Once again from our New York studios, Chris Berman.
Hello once again, everybody, along with Tom Jackson. Tom, not often can you say, well, 7-6 game at half is wild and woolly, but my goodness.
Well, the first half began with a long play and a fumble, and it ends with a long play, a lateral, and then a missed kick. A great first half.
All in about the same 10-yard span on the field, not to mention an interesting strategy decision by Miami. Here's the first half highlights. If you tuned in late, and if you did, we're sorry that you did. Doug Flutie trying to have the magic that he had in Canada. But this is obviously the hottest playoff game he's ever had in terms of temperature, and he was hot in the first play of the game. Eric Moulds could go. Oh, it's a fumble. Terrell Buckley with a great play, knocks it loose. Miami in business.
Yeah, and a great play by Brock Marion, very alert, picks up the football and brings it back. Good field position for Dan Marino.
Miami's had two good drives. They lead it 6-0 after the second Mare field goal. Olinde tries to onside kick it, but oh no, Olinde. Buffalo's Dan Brandenburg is the man with the concerto. He falls on the ball, and Jimmy is not pleased because first play after, Flutie goes to Moulds again. 37 yards down inside the 10-yard line. And then Thermal Thomas with his 21st playoff touchdown that momentarily surpasses Emmitt Smith. Buffalo leading 7-6, final seconds of the half. Brock Marion prevents perhaps an 8-point Miami deficit with the interception, and then wildness on a Hail Mary from Marino to Gadsden, and then he thinks it must be the last play of the half, so he's trying to lateral.
Yeah, you see Dan Marino here go back and look at Dan, step up, throw the ball, and Oronde Gadsden has become an outstanding receiver, takes that ball, laterals it back to O.J. McDuffie, putting him in position for a possible field goal.
But, of course, the field goal doinked off the upright, which you're going to see right here, and doink. And, wow, at halftime, a wild, but it's just 7-6, Buffalo with the lead. And Tommy, you know, momentum in the playoffs is so much more accelerated, but you could see a couple of plays, obviously the Moulds fumble, but the Jimmy Johnson decision with his team having things in hand.
Well, the game plan from Jimmy Johnson and his staff has been so fundamentally sound. They have run the ball 14 times in the first half, so on their way to almost 30 carries. We talked about that early on, but he changed the ebb and flow of the game with the onside kick, and once that happened, you saw the Buffalo Bills feed off of it, and I think emotionally they may continue to feed off of it.
You talked about the tight ends in the pregame show. Miami obviously was tuned in.
Well, Troy Drayton and Ed Perry have both been very big contributors in terms of third down. This is a third down and 6. It was a third down and 7. There was a third and 10. This is Perry here, and both of them are managing to get a lot of extra yards once they catch the football. They are fighting for every inch they can. You can see it as playoff.
Once again, Miami awfully tough to score on at home. They were so tough, but Buffalo has the lead by the count of 7-6, and Thurman Thomas looked a little steamed after that touchdown, and we'll see how he plays in the second half. He historically has killed the Miami Dolphins. When we return,
I'll look ahead to today's second game, and we'll go live to Big D for a preview of the Cowboys and Cardinals. Stay with us. Halftime continues.
Watch out for radar in the following locations at the south.
Oh, no.
Sir, I'll need to see your driver's license and registration. Am I going to get any demerit points for this? No. There goes my insurance rates. That's all I need are demerit points. Points. That's it. Points.
If you receive a traffic ticket, call Points, the traffic ticket specialists.
Glade introduces Simple Escapes. Aromatherapy in candles and sprays. Fragrances made with aromatherapy oils. Take a refreshing escape. Take a soothing escape. Take a simple escape. New Simple Escapes. Aromatherapy for you. From Glade.
Relive the most memorable hockey game in Canadian history. Game 8, telecast for the first time in over 25 years. Plus, you could win an incredible September 1972 prize pack. Get your ballot from the January 2nd issue of TV Guide and tune into Global for the game of the century. Answer both trivia questions and send your entry into Global for your chance to win. Experience it. The game of the century. Global's got it tonight at 8. Brought to you in part by Molson Canadian.
Welcome back to the Lexus Halftime Show. Once again, Chris Berman.
Real interesting first half. Bills 7, Dolphins 6. Our late game today, 9-7 Arizona, 10-6 Dallas, is an NFC East rematch, but the similarities between the clubs end right there. Dallas has won 16 of the last 17 meetings, including a sweep this year. Dallas is in the playoff for the 7th time in the last 8 years. Cardinals are in for the first time since Arizona became a state. Their last appearance, 1982, is the St. Louis Cardinals. But Arizona is hoping to build on their Week 11 comeback against Dallas when they trailed the Cowboys 28-0 and barely lost 35-28. On to Big D. To our other Big Three, Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire. Michael.
Thank you, Chris. The big news in Dallas today is the status of Pro Bowl corner Deion Sanders, who hasn't played since suffering a toe injury against Arizona on November 15th. But Deion was able to make it through a full practice on Thursday, and owner Jerry Jones says he will be active for today's game. It is still a game-time decision whether or not he plays. And, Joe, his presence or absence is going to have a huge impact on both ball clubs.
It really is, Mike. And all you have to do is go back to the last time these two teams played, and you can see what it did to Arizona on offense. Jake Plummer decided that he wanted to throw the football just twice to the left side where Deion Sanders is. One of those was picked off. He went 13 times to the right away from Deion. After 5 series, he was out of the game. Now he went to the left 8 times and got a touchdown, went 33 times to the right. But this is a different football game and possibly a different Deion Sanders. I would look for the Arizona Cardinals not to be as afraid of Deion in this game as they've been in the past.
Well, the Cowboys are certainly a veteran playoff team. This is their 7th playoff appearance of the decade. The Cardinals haven't been in the playoffs since 1982. Paul, that's a huge disparity, but is it a huge advantage?
Mike, it's not what you think. Now, only 10 guys have had playoff experience, but you go back to the last 3 Cardinal games, they had to win all 3 games to get in the playoffs, and they did it on the last play of the game. So I think the Cardinals going into this playoff game have the advantage. This will be their 4th game.
Chris, Dallas is 8-0 in the NFC this year, including a sweep of Arizona. They look to continue that dominance later today at a cold and windy Texas Stadium.
All right, guys, we look forward to that game. Dallas has won 7 straight playoff games at home. So obviously we heard the guys talk about experience. That's obviously on Dallas' side.
Well, Dallas has given the ball away less than any team in the NFL, 15 times, less than once a game. So if Arizona is going to win, they are going to have to make plays via Jake Plummer. They will not get the fumbles from Emmett. They will not get interceptions from Troy Aikman.
Well, we'll have more on that, of course, after the conclusion of the Buffalo-Miami game. And speaking of turnovers, Buffalo the best plus-minus in the AFC. But they've turned it over twice. Miami, none. Buffalo leads scantly, 7-6.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy.
To a Sunfire driver, the best thing about a drive in the theater is the driving part. The Pontiac Sunfire sedan, built for drivers.
Of the 4 major oil companies, only one has its world headquarters in Canada. You're looking at it now. It's also the only one that offers Super Clean Winter Gas, a special dual protection formula that helps prevent fuel line freezing and that cleans as you drive. So does it work? Put it this way. Last one out shows the parking lot. Super Clean Winter Gas, only from Petro-Canada. You have to live here to get it.
All right, guys.
Oh, right.
Eat up.
McDonald's. Hockey card. I got Wayne Gretzky. I saw him score 12 goals once.
I know Gretzky, you know.
Yeah, right, coach.
Upper Deck hockey cards are back at McDonald's, featuring new laser-etched cards and 5 great subsets, including rookies, goalies, and all-stars. You can also win one of thousands of great prizes. Only 69 cents when you buy any size prize.
Thanks, pal. I owe you one.
Hey, guys. How's lunch?
That's it.
Ah, the top of the world. Mountains, snow, sky, and the GMC Jimmy, featuring a 190 horsepower Vortec engine, air conditioning, power locks, windows, mirrors, and more. The 1999 GMC Jimmy also comes with a lease payment that lets you rise to the occasion. The GMC Jimmy, taking comfort and capability to new heights.
If you're a trader in this town, you've got to keep your feet on the ground.
My one fatal flaw, fear manifests itself in foot odor.
What are you afraid of?
Look out. The vultures are circling.
Yeah, Todd's shaking because of the final ratification of the Eurodollar.
Did you know a cockroach washes itself with its feet? And the Montanari tribes in Brazil eat them as aphrodisiacs.
Come again?
Eat them as aphrodisiacs.
I did not know that.
Did you know she had insight? Looks at you and cockroach pops up.
You can bet your bottom dollar the right money can buy you into anything.
Hi, sweetie.
Couldn't be better timing no matter what I'm doing.
Anything but the real thing. Traders. Global's got it Thursday at 9. Brought to you by the Cooperators. A better place for you.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Back in Miami as we start the second half. Al Michaels with Dan Dierdorf, Boomer Esiason, and Leslie Visser. Winner of this game advancing. If, let's say, New England wins tomorrow against Jacksonville, they would play Denver. The winner of this game would go to New York. Otherwise, if Jacksonville wins, the winner would go to Denver as the kick comes to the goal line, fielded there by Avery. And Avery brings it back up to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Miami there. Let's get an update from Mrs. Dick Stockton. Hello, Leslie.
That I am and proud to be. Al, special teams coach Mike Westhoff said, of course, the onside was intentional. He said Olinde Mari slipped, otherwise we would have had a good shot at it. Jimmy Johnson said he doesn't regret the decision. He said, we've been so good at it all year, I wanted to take away one of their possessions. Al?
Jimmy is a, well, not a riverboat gambler, but what, an intracoastal waterway gambler?
He has what do you think are the keys to victory, living in the Keys.
Yes.
Any way you look at it, a big risk.
1st down at the 30-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar. Need him a couple. You know, we've been looking at Jimmy all day, and it finally dawned on me. He ran out of hairspray.
Well, I think
it's a new look. It's the playoff look for JJ today.
I think it's indicative of how breezy it is down there on the field.
Well, his hair looks pretty good right now. Look at halftime, didn't he?
You're just jealous, Al.
No, he had those bangs things.
You're just jealous. He has more hair than you. Come on.
Well, he does. There's no. A lot of people do. 2nd down and 8 from the 32-yard line.
I'm not one of them, so I'm not saying anything.
I noticed. Marino going deep, and There's all sorts of contact. No flag. As Ray Jackson picks it off.
Where do interceptions come from? They come from pressure in the backfield. And as Dan Marino's getting ready to release the ball, he gets hit, and the ball floats on him.
Lamar Thomas, who was the big star in that Monday night game, is the intended receiver here.
You know, and the Buffalo Bills are bringing the linebackers up the middle. And it was a nice catch this time by the defensive back of the Buffalo Bills.
Raymond Jackson, the guy that's subbing for Thomas Smith.
You can see that ball floating, though. It kind of hung up there, and it was a little bit of a duck in the wind.
Raymond Jackson is actually a guy who was third on the depth chart until recently, behind Smith and Donovan Greer. Marino's arm may have also been hit as he threw it on that last play. And now Flutie on first down floats one down the sideline, and that's incomplete. Good coverage intended for Eric Mold and broken up by Calvin Jackson.
And again, Flutie throws into coverage. Doug not shy about trying to jam the football in there. Let's go back and take a look at this interception by Jackson.
And there it is. There's the pressure.
He's not allowed to follow through. Right.
Exactly. Sam Cowart, number 56, gets right through there. And again, you know, it depends on how your pass protection is working and how the pressure of the defense is working. But if the pressure of the defense is getting to you, then your secondary is going to be that much better.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line. Thomas. Thurman knocked out of the line of scrimmage. It's Darrell Gardner having a good year making the tackle.
Big Jamie Nails, this guy's putting the hurt to people.
He is.
Every time this guy leaves his guard spot, somebody in a Miami uniform ends up on the ground. Jamie Nails, the left guard, here he is pulling. Boy, Derek Rogers is being abused there a little bit by Big Jamie.
Would you say the future is bright for the offensive linemen of the Buffalo Bills?
Bills spread it out. Look at this formation. Like a picket line. And caught at the first down marker, Eric Moulds for a first down.
You know, Al, this is where Doug Flutie excels. You put him back in the shotgun, you spread them all out. These are the things that he did so well up in Canada, improvising on plays. And he was telling us last night that when he was in Canada, he actually was coach and offensive coordinator.
Well, he got to call his own plays.
He did, and right there he stood in the face of a blitz and delivered the ball nicely to Eric Moulds, and Moulds makes a nice catch going below his knees and trying to stay on his feet and getting the first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. And this is Antoine Smith across the 50 to the 46 off a Sam Gash block. Flutie did everything in Canada but write the checks.
And sometimes
receive them.
Sometimes didn't receive them.
Yeah, Doug kind of had a sparse financial year in what, 95? Got paid the first couple of weeks of the season, and then just a lump of coal after that.
That's right. He had $1 million contract, and he wound up getting about $100,000. And that's forgetting the conversion rate up there anyway. 2nd down and 3 at the 46.
You would never forget that.
Oh, of course not. Yeah. This is Antoine Smith somehow pulling and churning and picks up the first down as the sun comes out brightly for the first time all day.
You know, then he comes back to Buffalo and signs basically what is a very small contract that's laden with incentives. And really what it shows you, I think what it shows me a guy who loves to play the game. To be able to put up with that in Calgary and all the things that he had to endure through that trying season and not getting paid. And then coming here and watching Rob Johnson, who you see right there, signing a $25 million contract. And now finds himself as a starter, a guy who loves to play football.
Rob Johnson, 25 for 5, so $5 million a season. Flutie can't get rid of it. Loses the football, ruled a fumble. Zach Thomas has it. Miami ball at the Buffalo 40. It was Derek Rogers who came in and knocked it loose.
And again, that's just another example of Doug trying to do too much. You just sometimes you're caught. And I guess you got to go down. But Doug trying to make something happen, trying to fight through the stack, ends up turning it over.
And he knows right here that they're bringing a blitz. He knows that these guys are coming unblocked. He's just got to put the ball away, take the sack. A bad play versus the defense is coming after you.
And he saves a touchdown there when he gets up. Flutie saving a touchdown at the end of the play.
Well, Robert Jones has him around the legs, but then Derek Rogers rather, comes in and puts his hand right on the ball when Doug is thinking about trying to throw it away. Outstanding pursuit by Derek Rogers and Robert Jones, two really active linebackers.
Active and fast, and those are the types of players that he is not used to seeing until he got back into the NFL. You're not going to fool those guys too many times.
Third Buffalo turnover. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Marino has that one batted. It's a batted ball. It's a jump ball. And then spiked.
And Dan elevated there a little bit.
Oh, he didn't elevate. Just that the guy that was going after it, Northern, is probably a little bit heavier than he is and doesn't have the ups that he has. No, and when that happens, that ball goes in the air, you think it's up there forever. Come on down, get it down already.
Now we'll see if Dan gets off the ground or not.
Let's see.
Oh,
yes, he does.
He's skied, rejected.
Over Marcellus Wiley, actually.
Goaltending on Marino.
That's why they needed Abdul-Jabbar in the backfield. 2nd and 10 at the 41. End around. McDuffie. 3-yard gain, bumped out by Kurt Schultz. And down is the rookie linebacker, that's Sam Cowart. Their top pick in the draft came in the 2nd round out of Florida State, and a guy who cemented a starting position earlier in the season and helping to facilitate Wade Phillips going back to the 3-4 defensive alignment. So this could be a big loss for Buffalo. Injury timeout. They tend to Cowart. 3rd and about 6 coming up when we come back.
Is it? The countdown has begun at the Brick. This weekend will be the final weekend. It's the Boxing Week blowout with everything on sale. Plus, save up to 70% on canceled custom orders, end-of-the-line, and one-of-a-kind home furnishings. Hurry into the Brick and then relax. Just ask how you can get it now, but you don't pay until the year 2000 and receive Air Miles reward miles. It's the Boxing Week blowout with everything on sale. Hurry in. This weekend will be the final weekend. Nobody beats the Brick.
It's Lucky. Catch his Lucky Charms.
Oh, come on, Magic. A little twist here, a big twist there.
He's going too fast.
Yikes, and I've twisted too much.
He's twisted up his colors. Pink and blue hearts. Blue and yellow moons.
Now all the marshmallows in Lucky Charms have 2 colors. They're all twisted. New colorfully twisted marshmallows for a limited time only in Lucky Charms. Part of this good breakfast. That's me Lucky Charms.
They're totally twisted.
And magically delicious.
You can win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl bash with big bands, big stars, big screens, and 5,000 winners. It's going to be one big Super Bowl party. Details on Bud cases. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age.
Doug Flutie looks on rather pensively. His Bills have turned it over 3 times, so -2 in a very important category, but +1 on the scoreboard, at least for the moment. 7-6 Buffalo. 3rd down and 7. Marino out of the shotgun. And that is incomplete at the 29-yard line. Here comes the flag. Eric Smedley gets up to give the line judge a piece of his mind on the pass intended for Troy Drayton.
Smedley is trying to plead his case that Drayton was pushing off. You actually have 2 flags.
We're going to have offsetting fouls.
Mike Carey is the ref.
This is one-on-one coverage right here.
There were fouls by both teams on the play. Illegal hands to the face on the offense, number 76.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 40. Those fouls offset. 3rd down.
You can't put your hands on the receiver past 5 yards, and you wonder what Smedley's thinking about arguing his case.
Well, James Brown, the right tackle for the Miami Dolphins, was called for the illegal hands to the face on the far side of the play. But then everybody saw Smedley.
How many penalties now have the Bills had on 3rd down that have been really costly in situations where, they'd be taken over?
Well, they're lucky right there that Brown was flagged as well, so it's offsetting.
3rd down and 7. Dan steps up, little dump off, and it is dropped. A dump off pass to Bernie Parmalee, who comes in on 3rd down, and he started to look upfield before he looked it into his hands.
I think Dan scared him.
Yeah.
Certainly took Bernie by surprise.
Looks like they're going to go for it right here.
That was 4th down. If Parmalee makes the catch, even if he's shy of the 1st down, they probably go for a field goal. Now you're looking at about a 55-yarder. And so Johnson will line up at least to go for it on 4th down and 7.
The officials are probably going to discuss the down clock because it was down pretty low and got there pretty quickly. I don't necessarily know that the play clock. And
both down markers will now be set to 4th down.
Oh, down markers.
One of them said 3rd down, so they're both at 4th down now. Play clock starts at 25 after a stoppage such as that. And it's 4th down and 7.
And what you'll probably see here is you'll see a guy coming in motion. They'll try to run some sort of 3-man package to one side of the field, probably to the wide side down here at the bottom of the screen. Here he comes.
Cowart going back to the locker room, the linebacker. Marino throws, tipped in the air, drops incomplete. It was Dan Brandenburg, the linebacker, who tipped it. So Miami can't convert. Buffalo gets it back. 10:26 left in the 3rd. Bills by a point.
The holiday rate break at Pontiac Buick GMC is on now. There's purchase financing on most 99 models as low as 1.9%. So Pontiac drivers don't have to wait any longer for some excitement. Hurry in for the holiday rate break.
What? You traded in Rudolph?
How are these?
Bigger. This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
Bigger.
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Now, bigger than ever. This Super Bowl Sunday, the Prize Patrol could surprise you with $31 million.
I'll drive.
The one and only Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. Whoa. Now, bigger than ever.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Okay, people, Subway's come out with some delicious new soups. Now, who has some bright ideas on how to advertise them? Sam, give me an idea. The radio, sir. New at Subway, soup. I think we should show the soups. So what do you think, Sue?
Dancing girls.
It's gotta be TV.
Hearty, delicious soup made only with the best tasting ingredients. Enjoy a bowl with your favorite 6-inch sandwich and a 21-ounce drink, all for just $4.99 for a limited time. Subway, the way a sandwich should be. Now serving soup.
Football tonight on ABC from the Orange Bowl. Not far from here, it's Florida and Syracuse having at it in the Orange Bowl tonight. And of course, following this game, you've got action from Irving, Texas, as the Arizona Cardinals take on the Dallas Cowboys. The quarterback comparison right there, each with an interception, neither with a touchdown. Buffalo leading by a point. First down from the 37. Flutie pressured, and they got enough of him. The flag comes in. Darryl Gardner swiped at him, and down he went, but Jamie Nails is probably going to get a holding call here.
Yeah, Gardner drew the hold and made the play.
No foul for offensive holding. Quarterback was sacked behind the line of scrimmage.
No foul.
Second down.
It was Daryl Gardner, though, working against Nails. Got outstanding penetration and collapsed the pocket right into Flutie. Gardner's number 92. Just works the outside shoulder of Nails and splits that gap between Nails and Fina. Keith Jackson would say he hog-tied him.
He hogged that big ugly. He hog-tied him. 2nd and 18. Baron Tanner has replaced Tim Bowens. Bowens out probably for the rest of the game with a biceps pull. And this is Wiemersma making his first catch of the afternoon up at the 32-yard line. Tackled there by Patrick Surtain. 3rd down and 14 upcoming.
For me, just watching Doug Flutie the first time live and seeing him, the thing that I would try to do is keep him in the shotgun, keep him back there, let him work from that area. You can see the field a lot better, and he also can take off and run against a few times. But when you got him underneath the center, it's a little bit tough for him, especially with those defensive ends widened out, like Jimmy Johnson said he was going to do in passing situations.
3rd and 14. Crowd roaring. Flutie throws, adjusting on it, but incomplete. Kevin Williams came back, but had to make the catch on a hop. 4th down.
That ball looked like it slipped a little bit out of Doug's hands, and he was trying to underthrow a go pattern down on the right-hand side of the field, and it was a good thought. It was a good understanding of what was happening. You'll see Williams go down and out, and he'll run, and they'll try to underthrow the ball, and he'll come back for it, but it was just a little bit short. One of the hardest things for defensive backs to do is to adjust on an underthrown ball like that. Not everybody has Deion Sanders skills where they can go after the football.
Chris Moore to punt. McDuffie and Buckley are both back deep. Short kick, 28-yard line. McDuffie. Pretty good run back. Close to midfield. Spotted up at the 48. 9:06 left in the 3rd. A good one in Miami. Bills by a point.
Holiday bills arrived? This should help. KFC's Boxing Day sale is still on. 12 pieces of chicken plus all the fixings for just $19.99.
I got you some soup.
Thanks, but there's something I have to do.
It's cream of mushroom.
Oh.
So what was so important? What'd you have to do?
Oh, replace the fire pole.
You might want to get on that one.
Campbell's Cream of Mushroom. Good for the body, good for the soul.
What's the difference between these two CDs? The new CD on the left sells for about $17.99. The fully guaranteed pre-owned CD on the right sells for the everyday price of just $8.99. At Second Encore Music, the savings will be music to your ears.
It's Lucky. Catch his Lucky Charms.
Oh, come on, Magic. A little twist here, a big twist there.
He's going too fast.
Yikes, and I've twisted too much.
He's twisted up his colors. Pink and blue hearts. Blue and yellow moons.
Now all the marshmallows in Lucky Charms have 2 colors.
They're all twisted.
New colorfully twisted marshmallows for a limited time only in Lucky Charms. Part of this good breakfast.
That's me Lucky Charms.
They're totally twisted.
And magically delicious.
Their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Buffalo 7, Miami 6. 9:06 left in the 3rd. McDuffie is in motion. Start on the ground. Abdul-Jabbar picks up a yard, maybe 2. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 14 carries now for 47 yards. Jimmy Johnson talking about the running game, as he has. They did try to run, and while the line was intact most of the season, but in terms of Abdul-Jabbar, you wonder, is he the guy for the future? Jimmy did say one thing the last time we saw him. He said, I'll probably use all of my draft picks on offense.
Jabbar is steady. but he's not spectacular. He's not the guy, I think, that over the long haul you build your running game around.
Abdul-Jabbar, pretty close to a first down there, about a yard shy.
The one thing he does,
he's the guy you always want to have on your team.
Right. He runs hard, and you can see he'll plow it up in there. And you know, this is after 2 weeks ago suffering a concussion. He still has the knack of driving it up there.
Buffalo, 3 turnovers. Miami 1. Road teams 2 and 41 in this decade with a turnover disadvantage. So Buffalo at the moment really bucking a trend that only 2 teams of 43 have been able to overcome. And Abdul-Jabbar gets hit hard, but should have picked up the first down. Kent Irvin spills him.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Dan. He will now, I'll tell you, he will run it up in there. He's not afraid. And
oh, no, believe me, I was not being disparaging of Jabbar. I'm just making the point that when you look at the big-time feature backs in this league, Jimmy Johnson will be the first to tell you that he'd like a little more explosiveness at the running back position.
And he's got John Avery also on the bench right now. We've seen little of him, their #1 draft choice out of Ole Miss. Good tackle here to make it close enough to measure.
Keep in mind, that's a cornerback. that's supporting the run when you're in the backfield making it.
Well, that's fair. I mean, the Dolphins really, for the last 10 years, have all, you know, they just don't run the football. I mean, they try, and Jimmy has tried since he's been here. You know, some teams just are known as quarterback and throwing teams, and that's exactly what the Dolphins have been since Dan Marino's gotten here.
First down. This wild card playoff game for Miami is being brought to you by Sprint Business Flex, the only communications plan that adapts to your changing small business needs. Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. And Miller Lite, an official sponsor of the NFL and the Super Bowl. Super Bowl to be played here at the end of the month. 4 weeks from tomorrow. First down from the 42-yard line as Marino throws. And it is caught at the 37 and taking it to the 34-yard line is Lamar Thomas. Only his second catch of the game, tackled by Jackson.
The last time the Dolphins came to the sideline, Lamar Thomas and Dan Marino had a long discussion, and I'm sure it was concerning getting Lamar open and getting him more involved in this ball game. He is a big play receiver. We saw him explode a couple of weeks ago on Monday night against Denver, and he is a guy that can break loose, get that kind of separation that Marino's looking for, and Dan's got confidence in him now.
2nd and 2, ground again, and this time Bruce Smith, who's had a very, very quiet day. We rarely called his name today or talked about him, and they run the play at Bruce, and he makes the stop. Tackles are always unofficial stats, but we have him down for 2 today. And no sacks.
And really one of the reasons for that is because they run away from him or they try to put 2 guys on him. And right here it's Richmond Webb versus Bruce Smith. And more often than not, Bruce Smith is going to win a one-on-one battle like this if you go at him. So right now the Dolphins are doing the smart thing, running away from him, and in passing situations trying to get 2 guys on him.
3rd and a long 2. Key play. 6:03 left in the 3rd. And they try it on the ground. Big hole for Bernie Parmalee, who takes it to the 22. They bring Parmalee in passing situations. He's part of the passing game, and they fool him on the ground.
Well, that time they go to the left side again. We saw it before where Bruce Smith made the play. This time Bruce jumps to the inside and isn't able to get back into the lane. There's Bruce on the left. You see him? He jumps clear inside onto Brent Smith, the guard, and then he's not able to recover and get back out onto Parmalee.
It's because of his alignment and what he has to do. It takes him out of the play.
If you're Buffalo's defense, you're thinking, here's a guy who's carried the ball 8 times the entire season for 20 yards. He's not going to get it, but he did. First down at the 23. Now back to their base set. Abdul-Jabbar with a stiff arm, and he picks up 5, and he's out of bounds at the 18.
And right now Miami exploring some softness on the right defensive side of Buffalo's team, working behind Ruddy, Smith, and Webb. They are being very, very effective in running the ball on the ground. And face it, Jimmy's been telling everybody that, you know, for the last month we just haven't knocked anybody off the ball. They've been hurt, but here this is called controlling the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5 from the 17-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar tries to cut it back, gets it to the 15. A big third and long 2 coming up. Rogers makes the hit.
You could say what you want, but both defenses have kind of given up a little bit, but really held strong down in the red zone. And another huge play for the Miami Dolphins right here on 3rd down.
In the red zone, of all things, the Bills defense playing pretty well, but in the red zone, they were the worst in the league when you rank on the top there. And look at the other companies: Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Washington, Chicago, all out of the playoffs. That tells you all you need to know. In the red zone, they've been very bad.
You wonder how they go 10-6 with that kind of performance.
An aberration. 3rd and 3. They just get the play off and convert to the 9-yard line to a run to Gadsden. On this drive now, Miami has converted 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and 3rd and 2 again.
Just a simple little play. It's a 5-yard stop pattern, and Donovan Greer, the defensive back, number 25, is playing so far off. He gives Gadsden an opportunity to make an easy play.
1st and goal at the 9. 3.5 left in the 3rd. 7-6 Bills. John Avery in the game in the backfield. McDuffie in motion. The #1 draft choice out of Ole Miss. Avery takes it down to the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Ted Washington over on the Buffalo sideline, wasn't in there on the 1st down situation. Will they send him in now that they get down towards the 5-yard line?
So far this is working right like Jimmy Johnson said. He wanted it to be a little bit hot, a little bit damp, and also take him, Ted Washington, off the field because of fatigue.
One of the best run stuffers in football, just standing and watching.
11th play of the drive, 2nd and goal. Avery is the ace back. Fake to him, pressure, incomplete, deflected, intended for Perry.
Oh, and now a flag comes in late. Gabe Northern and Dan Marino were back there. This is going to go against Buffalo.
Northern must have hit Dan Marino to the head. I didn't see anything that looked to be a late hit.
I don't. Let's see if
personal foul, roughing the passer, blow to the helmet, defense. After distance to the goal, automatic.
Well, you heard Mike Carey say a blow to the helmet. And again, an automatic 1st down really moves Miami down close to the goal line. All right, now he blocks it a little bit. Geez, he comes down and with his hand on top of Marino's head. That's hardly a vicious blow.
Yep.
Whoa, boy.
1st and goal from the 3. Marino buys time, guns it into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended for Frank Wainwright, the 3rd tight end, and a guy who did not catch a single pass all season.
Now, you want to talk about accuracy of the great quarterbacks. Dan Marino is facing a rush from Bruce Smith and takes it as soon as he lets go of the ball, but he's waiting for Wainwright to get out there, and he throws it low and away from the defender, and really it's a catch that should be made.
Wainwright is on the team as a snapper.
I guess that's not holding right there, is it?
What is? Well, this has been a good series of events for Miami.
2nd and goal, trying to culminate it here, and Abdul-Jabbar takes it in. Touchdown. Broke a Bruce Smith tackle. Jimmy Johnson says go for 2 since we're up by 5.
And if you're a fan of the Buffalo Bills, you're thinking to yourself, we got hosed on that call of roughing the passer against Gabe Northern. That was not much.
That was the 4th 1st down Miami has picked up in this game via penalty to go with the 3 turnovers.
Man, right up the middle, and Bruce Smith misses a tackle there. The lineman, defensive linebackers overplaying the run and not being able to get to the cutback.
Now up by 5, you're compelled to go for 2. The Dolphins have made some dubious choices this year in terms of conversions. One of them in that Miami-New England game we had on a Monday night, but there's no dubiousness involved here. Up by 5, clearly you go for 2.
And I hate to think there was some dubiousness.
No. on the ground, and they give it to Pritchett, and Stanley takes it in. So they spread them out. They send the 3 receivers to the right. Buffalo thinks pass. Miami goes run and leads by 7.
Well, on this drive, if we saw one thing, we saw really effective blocking by the Miami offensive line. No Buffalo defender touches the Dolphin on his way into the end zone. Solid one.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
We're letting you in on Tuesday's best-kept secret.
Good, I'm glad you said that, Hank. I'm wearing the wire for an unrelated matter.
Global's got King of the Hill, Tuesday at 7.
Classic cover-up.
Even the most careful driver can have an accident. So it's nice to have someone you can trust to set things straight. At Midtown Ford, we drive ourselves to give you high-quality auto body service, the kind that can make your car look as good as new quickly. We want to keep you driving. At Midtown Ford, we've got the right drive.
He makes running backs look good and defensive backs look twice. The tight end. For all you do, this bud's for you.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
That Buffalo defense has been on the field a lot today. Bruce Smith and the coordinator, Ted Cottrell, going over the photos. Olindo Mare, not expected to try an onside kick here. He wasn't expected to the other. Yeah, you never know. He conventionally sends it to the west end zone. Kevin Williams takes it from the 9 and gets banged down up at the 19-yard line by Bernie Parmalee. The ex-UPS driver just made a very special delivery. Here comes Flutie. 2:23 left in the third. A beauty in Miami. Dolphins by 7.
Decades, Fred Flintstone held down the top spot.
I got a lot of work to do to catch up to him.
The longest-running animated series of all time. So give it up for the new #1, The Simpsons. Global's got it, Sunday at 7.
Looking for holiday gift ideas? You could choose a set of skis, or perhaps a set of snowshoes. Because if you choose to drink and drive, skis and snowshoes may be your only choice. It's all about choices.
Save time, save money, and save hassle during the No Dicker sticker sale on now at Dan Murray Chevrolet. Find low year-end prices on our entire inventory of over 250 new and used cars and trucks, all tagged with special No Dicker stickers. Plus, take advantage of fantastic interest rates as low as 1.9%. Save thousands of dollars on interest. The annual No Dicker sticker sale on now at Dan Murray Chevrolet, McGilvery in the Perimeter, where you drive a little and save a lot.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Join big bands, big stars, and 5,000 winners. Details on Bud cases. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Bills not doing much running, but they're averaging 5 yards per carry on the ground, down by 7 from the 20-yard line on first down. On the ground, and Smith gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage by a charged up Miami defense, fueled by this crowd. Darrell Gardner with a tackle.
Well, this crowd has become very appreciative of the way this defense has played all year. And keep in mind, the only Buffalo touchdown that they've given up came on the short field after the attempted onside kick. Buffalo only had to cover 42 yards for the touchdown.
The most important thing right now for the Buffalo Bill offense, 1, no turnovers, and 2, they got to grind out a first down and keep their defense, give their defense a chance on the sideline to catch their breath.
2nd and 13 after that 3-yard loss. Flutie deep over the middle and incomplete and nearly intercepted, but here come the flags. Buckley lunged for it. The intended receiver was Kevin Williams.
What a break for the Buffalo Bills right there, getting out of their own end zone. And the noisy part of the stadium here is in the closed parts of it, which is down inside the 15-yard lines. And to be able to come up with a play like this, close.
Well, who are they calling here? Surtain, I think, is the guy that was involved.
He had the coverage.
Automatic.
Yeah.
First down.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain was covering the receiver in the slot. All right, here's Surtain as he chases Williams.
It looks like he has a hold of his left arm, doesn't it? It's a good call by the official there.
And then he kind of threw his body into him and cut Kevin Williams.
Only the 2nd penalty of the game against Miami. Flutie finds Moulds. Moulds gets outside, covered by Thomas at the 33-yard line. So here you have a guy going to the Pro Bowl covered by a linebacker.
And that, again, that's the offensive set that the Buffalo Bills had told us last night that they were going to get in. Try to put their receivers inside, free them up from the man zone coverage of the outside cornerbacks. And this ball kind of came out end over end a little bit, floating.
Joe Cap special.
Right, but that's exactly the type of matchup that they expected. When you put your receivers inside, you play against a team that plays a matchup zone. The people who match up against your inside receivers are linebackers.
Flutie spreading the field from end to end. That's an errant pass, low, wobbly, intended for Andre Reed, 2nd and 10.
See, when they get him back in the shotgun like this, he can survey the field. He can get his pre-snap read, the read of the defense before the ball is in his hands, and it helps him at his height to be able to know where he's going to go with the ball before he gets it. And if he has any disorientation or anything happening back there, he can now run freely and make some plays, you know, creatively. How's that?
Excellent.
Good. All right.
Excellent. Gold star.
2nd and 10 from the 33.
There's nobody in the middle, man. Get rid of the football. Here they come.
And Flutie going deep, and it is caught inside the 5-yard line, and for the touchdown, Eric Moulds.
Absolutely. He saw the blitz coming, and he's back in the shotgun so he can survey the field. His pre-snap read knows that he's going to go right now to his hot receiver, and that's exactly what he does.
Walker with a corner blitz that time, and Jerry Wilson, who normally comes in on the corner blitz, was in coverage on the play.
Watch the guys coming off the side. There they are, unblocked. And this is what you want to do. Just lay the ball out and let your best athlete go and get it.
Now Christie for the tie. Moore puts it down. Christie's kick is good. Moulds with a 32-yard touchdown catch has caught 5 for 167 yards and a touchdown. 48 ticks left, 3rd quarter. The game tied at 14.
Feel independent.
We all need opportunities.
When you give to United Way, you help people with disabilities find the opportunities they need to live full and meaningful lives. When you give to United Way, more seniors receive the support and services they need to be able to live independently while remaining healthy and secure. When you give to United Way, you invest in the strength and health of our community. United Way, it's the way to help the most. Make your donation. Call 477-UWAY.
There's Doug Flutie on the sideline talking to Joe Pendry, their offensive coordinator. And there's Eric Moles. And right here, Doug Flutie stands in the face of a blitz. He's back in the shotgun and lets it out and lets Moles go out and run underneath it. And because of where Moles was aligned in the offensive set inside, he's up against Jerry Wilson as opposed to Sam Madison or Terrell Buckley.
I was thinking on that. Moles makes 2 key catches on that drive, and on neither was he covered by 2 guys who could have gone to the Pro Bowl. Instead, on one it's Zach Thomas, on the other it's Jerry Wilson.
And that's where you have to give credit to the offensive coordinator and the scheme that they're working.
You're always trying to give yourself the best opportunity, the best matchup, and a lot of times against a defense like the Miami Dolphins, you can do that formation-wise. And you know, Joe Pendry, along with Turk Schonert, their quarterback coach, and Carl Mock and their entire offensive staff, you can do that by watching film on a weekly basis, and certainly these 2 teams know each other very well.
I wonder what Marv Levy's thinking as he watches the game.
He's thinking, I want to get back into this and start coaching again. That's what he's thinking.
Whatever he is thinking, he's thinking in grammatically correct English.
No question about it. Happy New Year to you, Marv. One of our all-time favorite guys.
Absolutely.
Steve Christie to kick off. Manny Martin will hold it in the breeze.
Nice kick.
Goal line, John Avery. Good tackle up at the 17-yard line by Darryl Porter. A reminder, tomorrow, right here on ABC, tomorrow being Sunday, 10 Eastern and Pacific, 9 Central, the practice coming your way on this very network.
Had to think about that. Tomorrow is normally Tuesday.
It feels like, yeah, that's right.
Well, tomorrow, boys, I get to go see my Maryland Terrapins versus the Duke Blue Devils in hoops. Not a bad little weekend. Get Miami and Buffalo, and then Maryland versus Duke. How about that?
Boomer, you've got the life, baby.
I do have the life. It doesn't get any better than this.
I hope it's as good as this game.
From the 18-yard line, Marino on first down. Abdul-Jabbar.
I guess I should say that's basketball.
Yes.
You said hoops.
I did say hoops. I did, didn't I?
It's a 90s phrase, right?
Right.
Gain of 2 for Jabbar up to the 20-yard line. It's a 50s phrase that's in vogue again in the 90s. And the teams will let the clock tick down. The period will expire. End of 3 and a beauty in Miami. It's Buffalo 14, Miami 14. This wild card game is back after this from our ABC stations.
This is it. The countdown has begun at the Brick. This weekend will be the final weekend. It's the Boxing Week blowout with everything on sale. Plus, save up to 70% on canceled custom orders, end-of-the-line, and one-of-a-kind home furnishings. Nobody beats the Brick.
The holiday rate break at Pontiac Buick GMC is on now. There's purchase financing on most 99 models as low as 1.9%. So Pontiac drivers don't have to wait any longer for some excitement. Hurry in for the holiday rate break.
What? You traded in Rudolph?
In 1876, Adolphus Busch envisioned a beer with a taste and smoothness of a genuine lager unlike any other the world had seen. Over 120 years later, we still brew it exactly as he intended, in the same tradition that built the king of beers.
Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
No detail missed.
There was a blood trail leaving your car.
No stone left unturned.
Nobody was hanging with you, though, when the sole operator of this gray or gold car started throwing bullets?
NYPD Blue. Global's got it Tuesday at 9.
Back in Miami, Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorf, Boomer Esiason, and Leslie Visser. We start the fourth quarter. Loser goes home, winner goes on. The winner of this game will play either in New York against the Jets or in Denver against the Broncos next weekend, dependent upon the outcome of the Jacksonville New England game tomorrow. But first things first, as they determine this, and Marino throws and has a first on a face mask there as Aron Gadsden takes it out to the 36, and they'll tack on a few more.
Man, there's some retired officials up in the stands that threw flags.
We were talking about before the game, whether you want to pass or whether you want to run. You want to try to run if you're the Miami Dolphins, but really with the depleted secondary and the injuries back there, and now the fatigued defensive line of the Buffalo Bills, this could be the best shot right here. Just keep throwing it outside. Your receivers look fresh. They're making plays for you. And look at this. I mean, all the way down to the 50-yard line.
Joe Cummings, the linebacker, is the guilty party. And that's the 15-yard variety. And all of a sudden, back inside your 20-yard line, you're all the way up to midfield.
One of the reasons Cummings is even in here at this particular point is the injury to Sam Cowart.
A groin injury, I guess.
Right. And he's out. So they go to the bench, and it's first down from the 50, and Marino has that one knocked away, and somehow it winds up in Tim Ruddy's hands.
Did you see him moving?
And the center to the 43-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's fun. Now he's the center, so he gets to touch the ball every play anyway. But this ball batted right at the line of scrimmage. Let's see who gets it. And Karam's going to go right to Ruddy. I think did Ted Washington get that?
He did.
I think he did. And it goes right to Ruddy. And he knew what to do it. See, Boomer? There goes a lineman doing something. Something good.
Linemen do something on every play, Dan.
Good.
First reception of his career, as if we had to tell you. Second down and 2. And this is Abdul-Jabbar to the 36-yard line for a first down.
And I'll bet you he ran faster than Marino could have run with him.
I bet you he could. It's an amazing thing. He's very athletic.
Oh, shut up.
Aware, instincts. Boy, he was great.
I bet you Ruddy could beat Marino in a 40-yard dash.
I bet you I could beat you in a 40-yard dash.
After 3 quarters, you've got Buffalo with those 3 turnovers to 1, but the game tied. And that is the most significant difference in those numbers.
I'm sure you could.
First down from the 37-yard line. Marino throws, caught by McDuffie, seeks the first down, but gets knocked down shy of it by Ray Jackson.
And we've seen time and again now outside how far these DBs of the Buffalo Bills are playing off, and you just have to be patient and take the short little stuff like this. You break a tackle, that's when you get the big play. But again, this is, I think, is the weak part of the Buffalo Bill defense, just because of the inexperience back there in the youth. A simple little play where OJ goes up the field and turns outside, and Danny delivers it on time, and you gain 9 yards.
Second and 2 from the 29-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar moves the chains. First and 10, takes it to the 24, tackled by Pat Williams.
Abdul-Jabbar is moving the chains, but right now, and so far in the second half, the Miami offensive line is moving the Buffalo Bills defensive line. They are winning the battle up front. Richmond, Webb, and Smith, and Ruddy, Donnelly, and Brown, they're getting the surge. And it's not been their specialty. But they are beginning to assert some dominance on the line of scrimmage right now. Case in point, Bruce Smith, not really a factor in this football game. Look at that surge. Everybody in a Buffalo uniform is moving backwards.
Marino, the short drop. Quick flip, caught by McDuffie, breaks the tackle, takes it inside the 10, first and goal.
And that's what I've been talking about, the little plays like that, and all of a sudden a broken tackle, and the next thing you know, you're down the sideline. And again, no pass rush, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fatigue factor now in the fourth quarter. 3-step drop, get rid of it, quick, boom, no pass rush, nothing, and then McDuffie does his thing. He breaks a tackle, and he's down the sideline. You have to make that tackle if you're Ray Jackson.
When you're in a pass rush situation like that last time, and you see 3 or 4 guys all lumped together, that's a sign of fatigue. They're just getting mushed in there.
First and goal Swinging to the outside, Abdul-Jabbar, and before he can turn it back, John Holosiek says stop right here. Loss of 3, 2nd down and goal.
Well, Holosiek's been saying that all year. He's their leading tackler. And keep in mind, this is a football team that's had to adjust because of Chris Spielman retiring for the 1998 season to be home with his wife and help her through an illness. And this linebacking core has had to be revamped. And of course,
Darryl Talley, speaking of the
recognize that guy, old number 56.
For years and years, he slimmed down since his playing days. 2nd and goal now from the 10. Marino throws, caught at the 5 by McDuffie, and he gets tackled immediately by Ken Irvin.
You know, that brings up an interesting point, seeing Darryl Talley standing there on the sideline. How about the San Francisco 49ers signing Charles Haley?
But they were going to work him out anyway today. They make that. Is that official?
I believe they've made the decision.
Yeah. It is now, I guess.
If they didn't, maybe I don't know. You can't believe everything you read, can you, Al?
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. There's been talk that the 49ers are going to sign Charles Haley and play him against Green Bay. Now, can that... My, what
stranger things.
Many little plays on words we have here.
3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Marino throws, and it's dropped by McDuffie. So McDuffie.
Well, that's a tough catch.
Well, that's a tough. If he throws it out in front of him about waist high, he could score with that.
That's a bad throw from Dan. He got that thing just a little low and away.
You can see right here McDuffie just running outside, running away from number 27 Ken Irvin. It was just a poorly thrown football.
Now Olindo Mare, who has made 2 of 3. He missed that 26-yarder at the end of the half that hit the right upright. This one is a 23-yarder. Klaus Wilmsmeyer to put it down. And this time it's good. And Miami retakes the lead with 9:45 left in regulation. Miami 17, Buffalo 14.
If your New Year's resolutions included this year's renovations, better head for Crevco. To help you design your bathroom, our professionals can offer our exclusive collection of jetted tubs, tub showers, doors, vanities, sinks, faucets, and all the unique designer accessories. Everything from the traditional look to bold new steps in styling.
For 18 years, Crevco has furnished Manitobans with luxurious bathrooms at affordable prices and unparalleled service. Visit our display showroom, Sargent at Barrie, Lagimoggi at Grazie.
It's Lucky! Catch his Lucky Charms!
Oh, come on, Magic! A little twist here, a big twist there!
He's going too fast!
Yikes! And I've twisted too much!
He's twisted up his colors! Pink and blue hearts! Blue and yellow moons!
Now all the marshmallows in Lucky Charms have 2 colors! They're all twisted! New colorfully twisted marshmallows for a limited time only in Lucky Charms. Part of this good breakfast. That's me Lucky Charms!
They're totally twisted!
And magically delicious.
It's a big game. You can still play Budweiser's Touchdown Canada contest. With 5,000 winners, it's Canada's biggest Super Bowl party. Watch NFL on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Sunday is a great TV night on Global. Sunday night just wouldn't be Sunday night without The Simpsons and The X-Files. And yes, The Practice is the hottest courtroom drama going. Where else but Global for great TV Sunday?
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Congratulations to Keith on a fantastic career.
Just no announcer ever has been more identifiable with his sport than KJ.
Absolutely. Made kicks off into the end zone and is down there by Kevin Williams.
You know, it was big time when you were in college and KJ came walking through the door.
You betcha. I was there.
He filled that door too, didn't he?
Dan was the original Big Ugly.
Oh, thanks.
The holiday rate break at Pontiac Buick GMC is on now. There's purchase financing on most 99 models as low as 1.9%. So Pontiac drivers don't have to wait any longer for some excitement. Hurry in for the holiday rate break.
What? You traded in Rudolph?
Of the top 4 oil companies in Canada, only one, the one you're looking at now, has its world headquarters here. Those windows on the right? That's the research department, where they develop Super Clean Winter Gas, a special dual protection formula that helps prevent fuel line freezing and that cleans as you drive. So, how did they come up with the idea? Let's just say it came to them while they were staring out the window. Super Clean Winter Gas, only from Petro-Canada. You have to live here to get it.
It's cold, and starting your car is an excellent example of the painful process that comes with winter. There's always the old-fashioned way for those die-hard enthusiasts who enjoy waking up with the cold touch of winter. Or there's the civilized way. With Valet Car Starters, you can warm up your vehicle from the comfort of your home or office. The choice is yours. Be civilized. See Crazy Crazy today. Don't be left out in the cold.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
17-14, the Dolphins lead it. Seesaw game here. A lot of great dramatic plays, strategy. It's had it all so far today.
Well, Buffalo goes on a scoring drive. Miami counters with one of their own. Both teams trying to take the lead and assert themselves here in the fourth quarter.
From the 20 on first down, Flutie. Flush. Little dump off and getting a hand on it. That's Kenny Mixon, second down.
That thing just slipped out of his...
No, you have to be careful. He's running to his right and trying to throw it against the grain. Really a dangerous play, something that Doug Flutie has not been doing this year. And you know, they got him back in the shotgun, and this is where he belongs because, like I said, he could survey the field and he can make plays, but he's got to be careful trying to do things like this. Don't force the issue.
Didn't have a whole lot on it as he just tried to float it back across the middle, and then Mixon gets it. Man,
you know,
risky business.
You really have to be careful.
Second and 10 from the 20-yard line. Thomas. Stop at the 21. Well, gents, whoever wins this game continues on. It's the toughest way, of course, to get to the Super Bowl, but Denver did it last year. They had to play the 3 games, a la Miami, 1 at home, and most likely 2 on the road.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, the New York Jets are playing very well. Denver got back on track against Seattle. I mean, 2 places that are going to be awfully difficult to win in for opposing teams.
Well, we know that games are being played here in Miami and in Jacksonville in the AFC. It's going to be a little colder next week.
Yes. The balmy temperatures are gone. Third down and 9 from the 21. And Flutie throws, and it's caught. Andre Reed, and Jerry Wilson with the coverage that time bumps him out of bounds. And Jimmy's look tells you all you need to know.
You know, and this is where the maturity of Doug Flutie in a situation like this really comes through. Again, the blitz is coming. You can see him coming off the end. He throws the ball before Andre Reed even turns his head. And he knows where Andre's going to be, and he has enough confidence in letting the ball go before he sees the receiver's eyes.
And a good job, again, of Buffalo staying away from the coverage by Buckley and Madison and working on the guys that are locked up underneath. And again, Jerry Wilson.
First and 10 from the 38. That's caught by Reed on a slant. Andre loses the ball at the 44-yard line. It's taken away. Buckley comes up with a fumble, looks to lateral it, and gets crunched by Thomas.
What a hit by Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed was over there pleading his case to the official that I was down by contact. And needless to say, didn't get the call.
I mean, you really have to hand it to the defensive players of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they give up plays. Buckley gives up a play right here, And Andre Reed, as to his accustoming, he is running the ball extremely well, but then gets the ball pulled out.
Well, actually, Jerry Wilson, who got burned the play before, was the guy that tore the ball away from Andre Reed.
But they're saying he was down, it looks like, almost. But at least that's what Buffalo is trying to plead their case, that he was down.
It is the 4th Buffalo turnover. Look at it again. That's Walker hitting Reed.
Nope. Close.
Very
Really
close. The ball was
I can't
on
argue
the very
either way.
verge of being stripped out of there. You're right.
Either way, I couldn't argue.
From the 50-yard line on 1st down. And Abdul-Jabbar to the 48. Now is exactly when Miami would love to be able to run the ball and take as much time off the clock as they can with 7:48 to go in regulation. The last overtime game in postseason play was following the '93 season, Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Joe Montana in his first year at KC. Since then, 53 postseason games without an overtime. Meanwhile, we'll talk about this one.
The question begs to be asked, if replay was in use, was that conclusive evidence to overturn it? Absolutely not.
On 2nd and 8, this is McDuffie setting up a 3rd and 4. All season long in that 16 games, Buffalo had only 1 fumble following a reception. Today they've had 2.
And they only lost 6 fumbles the entire year. That's an extremely low number. That is safeguarding and protecting the football. But today it has Mr. Wilson has not been kind to the Buffalo Bills. And I don't mean Ralph.
Right. 3rd down and 4. Showing blitz. Here they come. They pick it up, but the pass is very low and incomplete. Gadsden looks around for a flag. A flag comes in at the very end. Donovan Greer with the coverage.
Looks like they're going to call some sort of holding against Donovan Greer. You know, maybe it was holding, but I think the problem that the Buffalo Bills coaches and sideline had is that it's happening so late.
Yes.
And it's happening from a guy that is 20 yards downfield.
Holding. Defense, number 25. 5 yards. Automatic.
Well, the play started at 3 o'clock and the flag came in at 3:07.
Well, you know, that is the frustration that players and coaches and everybody on the sideline has.
And the official who's closest to the plate doesn't make a call.
He calls it incomplete is what he does.
And then the flag comes in from behind much later.
It's a hard thing to swallow if you are a Buffalo Bill on that sideline watching that play.
1st down from the 39. Abdul-Jabbar, gain of 2. Stopped by Washington. Kippy Brown, the offensive coordinator, took over for Gary Stevens this year.
Kippy was the running backs coach for the Dolphins for several years prior to being elevated to the coordinator's job. Very popular figure here with the Dolphins. And he calls it the way Jimmy likes it. Run, 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 run. Unless they really need Dan Marino to win a game for him.
On 2nd and 9. Marino throws. That is caught by Thomas. And Greer takes him down by the left ankle. About 4 yards shy of the first. Make it 3.
Well, that was a late throw by Dan Marino out in the flat like that. He's checking one side and then throwing the ball back late like this. Very dangerous play. If Greer was on his game and was aware of where the ball was, he had a chance to make an interception and go the other way with it. Close to a late hit by Joe Cummings, number 51.
And Jimmy's going to take a timeout. Buffalo made its defensive switches. He's got a key 3rd and 3 coming up here. 5:30 left in regulation. Miami by 3.
one-arm bandage. Is there a smart way to play? Can you maximize the odds of winning and minimize your odds of losing? I'm James Coburn. Join me and discover winning strategies for slot machines.
Now available, a video that will show you completely legal casino busting methods, guaranteed to make you a better, smarter slots player. We'll show you how slots really work, which machines to play and which ones to avoid, plus tips and proven strategies that could help you get the biggest payouts. So if you love slots, if you want to get tried and tested slot secrets, if you want to help increase your chances of hitting it big, order this video now. Your odds just got better. Adults only. Call 1-800-516-5858 or send $24.95 plus $4.95 shipping to Slots, Box 5800, Thornhill, Ontario, L3T4S5. Also available strategies for blackjack.
A medical problem can arise anytime. Now there's another place that deals with medical concerns that are urgent but not life-threatening. A place that's there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing immediate professional assessment and treatment for you and your family when your family doctor isn't available. The medical treatment you need when you need it. The Misericordia Urgent Care Center. A new step in community care.
Very big play coming up right now. 3rd down and 3 as Miami tries to convert, which will afford them the opportunity to take a considerable bit of time off the clock as well as they move into scoring position. 3rd down and 3 at the 32-yard line.
You know, the interesting thing here is Miami is actually going with 2 tight ends and 2 running backs and a wide receiver as opposed to their nickel offense.
And you saw Buffalo counter by running in Ted Washington in their primary run defense.
I would think this is going to be a run to the right here.
First time we've seen this formation, and this is Abdul-Jabbar swinging it to the outside, inside the 20, out of bounds. Huge first down off an O.J. McDuffie block.
And fundamentally sound. Did you see Jabbar switch hands with the football? Had it in his left hand, broke into the clear, and had the savvy to go ahead and switch it over to his right hand. I love to see fundamentally sound football like that.
The only thing that I would have liked to have seen is have him stay in bounds. Even though the clock restarts when they place the football, they probably lost 10 seconds right here. But again, give credit to Larry Bechtel, the offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins. He is the architect of the running game. He is the guy that's going to say this is where we can run and this is where we can't run.
Now they give the ball to Parmalee.
You can't run there.
Unless you like blue shirts. There's Abdul-Jabbar, who's carried 27 times today for 95 yards. Most by a Miami player since Larry Zonka did it in the 73 playoffs.
Take it to account, he's done it against the 5th best rushing defense in football, and they're missing a few players out of that lineup, and certainly Miami has taken advantage. The fact that Phil Hansen's not out there, Sam Cowart's not there, and their secondary has been depleted by injuries.
2nd and 11 from the 15-yard line. Marino throws. McDuffie makes the catch, and he gets rolled down shy of the first down. Making the play was Donovan Greer, who cramps up again. Last week dehydrated in the game at New Orleans, and thus his play has been limited today and cramping again.
Usually when they sit like that, maybe the wind gets blown out of you a little bit. Nicely thrown ball, very accurate. Really just one broken tackle away from scoring a touchdown, and leaving those cornerbacks out on an island like that for the Buffalo Bills has really exposed the weaknesses that they do have back there, and Dan Marino has been able to find those weaknesses a little bit here in the second half.
Well, it's just getting dangerously thin for Buffalo in their secondary right now, and you're right. 13 will find it quickly.
Injury timeout.
This is the climate. MotoMaster works here. If the weather around here had its way, some days you'd never even get started. That's why MotoMaster offers a line of climate-proven batteries, including our top-of-the-line Eliminator. With 1,000 cold cranking amps, Eliminator will start your car even in the most severe conditions. And it's backed by an 84-month comprehensive warranty. This is the brand. This is the climate. MotoMaster works here.
A medical problem can arise anytime. Now there's another place that deals with medical concerns that are urgent but not life-threatening. A place that's there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing immediate professional assessment and treatment for you and your family when your family doctor isn't available. The medical treatment you need when you need it. The Misericordia Urgent Care Center. A new step in community care.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Hither and yon. Now it's 11 against 11.
And look at that third down conversion rate. Terrific by the Miami Dolphins this afternoon.
3rd down and 3. Huge play. Ball at the 7-yard line. Marino out of the shotgun. Spreading them out. Action up front. Who moved?
Might have been a false start.
Yeah. The offense moved here.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, number 74. 5 yards, 3rd down.
Brent Smith.
Really smart play by Dan Marino, trying to draw the defense off of the Buffalo Bills here, figuring that he can squeeze out or steal a first down. But offensive linemen have to hold their water in there. Watch him jump here on the left a little bit. The left guard right there, number 74. Oh, what a big mistake.
3rd down and 8. They have to get to the 4 for a first down. Marino surveys, guns it. Thomas caught it. Touchdown.
And Brent Smith right now is going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maybe that penalty gave him a little bit more room down here. There's Jimmy saying, oh, way to go. We like to throw the ball down here in Miami.
Inside the 10-yard line. Not very often you see teams go to 5 receiver formations and a shotgun set with nobody in there to protect the quarterback.
You know, and that 5 yards might have helped because they ran an inside slant pattern and the safety wasn't able to get over there.
Mate converts. So Andre Reed made the reception, then the fumble, and Miami is able to cash in. The Bills doing themselves in. 4 turnovers in the game, and the Dolphins with 3:42 left up by 10.
Again, outstanding work up front by the Miami offensive line. Nobody anywhere close to Dan Marino. He had a chance to look at everything. Just look at it up front. Buffalo not getting off the line of scrimmage, and there's a laser dart right to Lamar Thomas.
You want to talk about an accurate throw right here. And really, Eric Smedley is right there. He's got to make a play on it or try to knock it down. But what a terrific throw and catch by Lamar Thomas.
Well, if Miami holds on to this lead and wins this ball game, if I was in charge of giving out game balls, I'd hand one to every one of those 5 guys up front. This was a couple of weeks ago on Monday night. Lamar Thomas had the night of his life with not 1, not 2. Although that was a good one.
This was the better one.
But this was the better one. 3 touchdown catches. 3 of Marino's 4 on the night. And like Jimmy told us yesterday, Dan, these 2 guys right here, 2 young kids, have come on, and Dan believes in them enough now to go to Gadsden and Thomas.
And he'll make the difficult throw, and he'll give them an opportunity to make a play. As early in the year, he wouldn't do that.
If Dan Marino doesn't think you're going to deliver, you ain't going to see it.
That's exactly right. And, you know, hey, that's the same with every quarterback around the league. And they want to know that when you throw the football that you have guys that are going to make plays for you.
Who do you throw to if you don't have anybody to make plays?
You hand it off, you throw it out into the flat, and you hit running backs and tight ends, and you don't have big plays.
It happens.
It happens.
Olindo Mare sends it to the 7-yard line. Kevin Williams. And with the crowd roaring, Renee Stewart takes him out of bounds at the 20. A reminder coming up following this one, the second half of our NFL doubleheader. From Texas Stadium, the Arizona Cardinals seeking their first playoff win since 1947 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, here he comes, and see if he has any miracles left in him. Right now, it will be in the 2-minute drill from the rest of the way going. They have to conserve as much time as they can and move the ball as quickly as possible.
Jimmy Johnson doesn't want to see any more miracles. Remember, Jimmy was the coach at the University of Miami when Flutie threw that pass in the Orange Bowl in '84. But they need 2 scores here, down by 10. Flag. And the question was there a play? The flag came in early.
I think Donovan Greer might have been offsides. He was blitzing from the backside.
And unless it is against Miami, it's going to be a Miami recovery.
That was Jerry Wilson that came on the blitz.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
I think he was offsides. Well, I'm looking at the wrong guy. Thank you, Biggs.
That's all right. That's all right.
Let's get the call here.
Flip that card.
The ball was fumbled and recovered by Miami. However, offside on the defense, number 24. 5 yards.
Oh, Mike Carey keeping everybody in suspense.
Yep. Yes.
The ball was fumbled and recovered by Miami. However,
he had to flip his card.
What's really shocking about this is that Doug Flutie never even sees it coming, and he should have seen it because the safety to that side was down ready to cover up the receiver who Wilson was coming off of. And you can see he's saying right there, you know what? That's me. That's me. He caught a break, so maybe there is some magic left.
1st and 5 now from the 26. 3:25 left in regulation. Balloons go floating by. Blitz again by Wilson. Moulds makes the catch, taken down up at the 31-yard line.
I'll tell you, they're not going to let him sit back there. They're going to make him make decisions right now. And, you know, I applaud the defense for the Miami Dolphins in doing that. Don't sit back. Go after him. But if you go after him, you better get him. Don't let him run around.
You're not advocating the prevent defense.
No way, man. No way.
Buffalo moving around. Remember, you saw Joe Pendry making the call. With a communication into Flutie's helmet. Doug on 1st and 10. Over the middle, and that's incomplete, intended for Kevin Williams.
And for the 3rd consecutive time, Jerry Wilson came on the corner blitz.
And what they're doing, Dan, is they're running what they call fire zones. They're bringing defensive backs to one side and dropping off defensive linemen to the other side. So it's not an all-out blitz. They're not exposing anybody to big plays. They're playing good, sound, solid defense, but they're forcing Thurman Thomas to stay in the backfield and pick up that blitz. Look at number 34 right there.
And the guy who drops back right there,
Trace Armstrong, makes the play.
No, that's actually Shane Burton, who almost got his hand on the ball.
2nd and 10. Flutie for Moulds, and Moulds got free, makes a juggling catch and gets taken down to the 36. He got inside Buckley.
Now that time they did blitz and expose Buckley.
And they didn't get there.
No, they didn't get there.
Buffalo has all of its timeouts and the 2-minute warning, so they have 4 stoppages. 31-yard gain. 1st down to the 37. Flutie throws against the grain and just has to throw it away. Reed was covered. 2:06 remaining. 2nd and 10.
But importantly for Miami, that burned off a lot of time, and we've got a flag on the far side of the field about the 27-yard line.
Against the Dolphins. Completely away from the play.
while the quarterback was still in the pocket. Illegal contact. Defense, number 31. 5 yards. Automatic. First down.
You got to like Mike Carey. You know, he gives it to you, and he uses the mic and helps explain what's going on.
Because Jimmy was arguing that he was out of the pocket. Right. And that was a very effective use of that microphone by Mike Carey. That's the way a referee should explain it to the crowd and to the TV audience.
Mike's got a future in the booth.
That was a good job.
1st and 10 at the 32.
Who does it?
Flutie going deep and Moles with a great acting job, if nothing else, putting his arms up as if he was being impeded. Buckley with the coverage, and he did get the flag.
How many times have we seen this year? You just throw the ball up down the sideline, and you come away with interference, and they move the ball all the way down.
And this is going to be the 2-minute warning.
Wow.
After the call here.
Terrell Buckley's got his hands all over Moles.
Number 27. Automatic. First down.
You're allowed to make contact within 5 yards, not 35 yards.
2-minute warning.
Resolutions included this year's renovations. Better head for Crevco. To help you design your bathroom, our professionals can offer our exclusive collection of jetted tubs, tub showers, doors, vanities, sinks, faucets, and all the unique designer accessories. Everything from the traditional look to bold new steps in styling.
For 18 years, Crevco has furnished Manitobans with luxurious bathrooms at affordable prices and unparalleled service. Visit our display showroom, Sargent at Barrie, Lagimouge at Grassy.
One of Winnipeg's favorite holiday traditions returns as the Assiniboine Park Zoo and the Zoological Society present Lights of the Wild. Open nightly from 5:30 to 9, Lights of the Wild has something for everyone. This year featuring the Lights of Africa. Advance tickets are available at Safeway for just $4 each, or 4 for $14. Lights of the Wild at the Assiniboine Park Zoo, proudly supported by Global News.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
Huge day for Moles. Only 2 other guys in the history of the league have picked up 200 or more yards receiving in a postseason game. Jerry Rice and Anthony Carter. Moles with 205. Christie hoping that he can kick a field goal and at some point an extra point. If he can do that.
Well, I think Joe Pendry would rather the extra point came first.
Yes.
Watch the middle of the field right here now.
3 timeouts for Buffalo. First down, goal at the 10. Flutie throws, caught by Reed. Andre spinning.
That has to be a
stopped
touchdown.
just short of the goal line.
How could that not be a touchdown?
They stop him.
Oh,
and look at that. He hits the field judge.
Holy mackerel.
How could that not be a touchdown?
Well,
Andre Reed bumps into Steve Zimmer, the field judge. Oh, this is a crushing penalty against Buffalo.
We'll take a look at the replay. Let's see if he gets in number 1.
Well, where was the football when he touches the ground?
You know I've seen that called the touchdown.
Well, touchdown or not.
It's a killer on 2 counts. It costs you time, and now the penalty is the real killer.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Number 83. Contacting an official.
I don't know, Dan. I'll tell you, I could see that being called a touchdown easily.
Second down.
Oh, sure you could. Boomer, I'm not arguing that. Nobody's arguing that. You're right. That could have been ruled a touchdown.
You're not arguing that?
Well, it could. It's one of those inconclusive at that angle.
And Mike Carey now going over to talk to Wade Phillips.
So now does Andre.
And they ejected.
Yes.
They eject Andre Reed, so they lose a possible touchdown. They lose time off the clock, and they lose Andre Reed.
Oh, boy, that wasn't as much contact as it originally looked like.
No, he's just coming up is what it amounts to.
Well, I'd like to see that if we can, Kenny, one more time.
Yeah.
From initially, it looked like it was pretty severe contact between Reed.
Yeah, it's like the referee, the official is right above Reed.
Yeah, from that angle, you see it looks like Andre kind of moves into the official.
Whoa. In any event, instead of what might have been a touchdown, or at worst, 2nd and goal from the 1-inch line, it is 2nd and goal at the 15. They're without Andre Reed.
You know, what happens there is the official interprets that as an aggressive move by Andre Reed towards him, and there was contact.
The official is deemed to have taken place. Swing down, 2nd down.
I will tell you this, that at least Steve Zimmer, the official, makes an immediate call and makes an aggressive call. I don't know if it's the right call, but certainly he felt like it was.
Sometimes you need patience. 2nd down and goal at the 15. Flutie, back of the end zone, too deep, 3rd down. Wade says, where's the flag?
See, keep in mind, Al, the frustration on the part of Andre Reed. Remember, he thought he was down before on the fumble, and then he doesn't get the call here in trying to get into the end zone.
I don't know. You know, to me, that's a touchdown right there.
It does look like a touchdown.
Yes, it does. Now, there's still no excuse for you to bump into an official. None whatsoever. I don't know of one.
No, I think we're all in agreement that it looked like he got into the end zone.
3rd and goal. Flutie fires, and upended at the goal line was Jay Wiemersma. That's incomplete. 4th down. Zach Thomas with the coverage. Now the Bills will have to go for the field goal here and then try the onside kick. Now they're compelled to go for 3 before 7. So Christie will line it up. It'll be a 34-yard attempt.
Which is not going to be an easy kick with the wind the way it is down on the field.
Moore puts it down, and the kick is good. And with Andre Reed a spectator for the rest of the day, 33 yards officially for Christie, and 93 seconds left in the game.
And Andre Reed, a man who's posted Hall of Fame numbers during his receiving career, here in the 4th quarter, I'm sure right now thinking that he has been robbed on 2 different accounts by the official. Now that's what he's thinking. You just can't do that, though. You just can't do that. You can't get up and be an aggressive confronter of an official.
No, and the other thing that we don't know is what was said between the two. And we don't know how aggressively, because we're not there, we're not down on the sideline, the bump really was between the official and the player.
Well, the Buffalo Bills right now have just about had it with anybody in a striped shirt, because they were the team on the short end of the New England massacre on one hand and miracle on the other. No onside attempts for the Bills this season, but you're pretty much assured one's coming up right here.
Yeah, don't forget, you know, at 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this game, there was a holding on Donovan Greer that was a late flag that was thrown in. I mean, so you compile all those things. The frustration must just be mounting enormously on the sideline of the Buffalo Bills.
But in Christie's NFL career, 14 times he has attempted an onside kick. Buffalo has recovered twice. That's 14%.
And there you see that during the course of the '98 season, 30% of the onside kicks are recovered by the kicking team.
Bruce DeHaven is the special teams coach. So Miami has 5 guys up at the 40. The ball has to go 10 yards. And then 4 guys backing them up.
They want this ball to go high in the air.
And by the way, that 30% for this year is higher than normal.
And that is It's a loose ball to 31. The Bills have it. Remember, the receiving team, Sam Madison, can come in. He doesn't have to wait for it to go 10 yards. But if you drop it, if you muff it, if you fumble it, then the other team has the opportunity. And that's exactly what happens to Buffalo.
Oh, are you kidding me or what?
Kurt Schultz.
Madison being really aggressive in attacking the football. But, boy, when you mishandle it out there, you are all alone.
And I would bet you that Jimmy Johnson would tell those guys to do it just that way, to go after the football and be aggressive. Don't sit back and wait for something to happen.
Well, the Buffalo Bills have a ton of time. They have 90 seconds and 3 timeouts. Flutie's thrown for 305 yards. First down at the 31. Flutie to Moles. And Moles has a first down at the 33-yard line, pushed out by Brian Walker.
And Zach Thomas and Jerry Wilson going over it on the sideline. Who's got whom here?
They are not going to be able to stay with him inside. You know, what's really amazing to me is that they don't move either Madison or Buckley inside over there. And just because of the way the Buffalo Bills are lining up offensively, they're getting the mismatch that they want. Or creating the mismatch, I should say.
And not only a mismatch, Boomer, I think their routes are creating some confusion right now in the Miami secondary.
First and 10 at the 39. Flutie. And he throws underneath, and that's incomplete. Jimmy Johnson must think every receiver's out on the field except Gerard Phelan right now.
Oh, well, no, he does not ever want to see Phelan again.
No.
You know, the interesting thing watching that last formation is you have Thurman Thomas split wide to the left and Sam Madison lined up against him. Now, they're not always playing man-to-man, they're playing zone, but when you release down the field vertically, those cornerbacks are locking up man-to-man in their zones. And right now, Sam Madison playing against Thurman Thomas is not really what you want. And now you have Terrell Buckley versus Thurman Thomas at the top of the screen.
It's suck-it-up time here now for the Miami defensive lineman. No pass rush last time.
Second and 9. This time they come in again from the corner, and the pass is incomplete. Good coverage. Moles double-teamed on the play. Third down and 10. This wildcard playoff game is being brought to you by AT&T. It's all within your reach. New Advil Liquid Gels. Pain relief at the speed of liquid. Microsoft, where do you want to go today? And the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's?
You know, Dan, when you don't have any backs in the backfield, you can bring guys off the sides and they can create pressure. And again, here they are with an empty backfield. The question is, will they bring Wilson again?
He's been the rusher du jour.
It doesn't look like they're going to do it this time.
Third and 10. Wilson's in coverage. The pass is caught. A flag comes in. That's Camille Loud, and he's a rookie from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, only in the game because Reed's out of the game.
This is going to be offensive pass interference, I think.
Well, if it is, Buffalo had called a timeout for the moment. They'll rescind that timeout.
Illegal hands to the face. On the defense, number 37 is declined. The play results in a first down.
First down at the 27-yard line. And now, if you're Buffalo, you don't have to take the timeout here, because what you want to do is, even if you can't convert it, you save your timeouts. Miami will get the ball back, but then you take your timeouts defensively, you can still get the ball back.
No, they're going to run a play and go with it. Right now, the Miami Dolphins are sorely missing Jason Taylor, their best pass rushing defensive end.
Flutie, 347 yards today. Marino, 235. First down at the 27-yard line.
And here comes the blitz on the backside.
And Flutie's going to run it on a quarterback draw to the 22-yard line. And now, does Buffalo take a timeout? They do.
Yes, absolutely.
2 remaining. Shane Burton made the tackle. Well, everybody, we've been talking about it. 1984, you go back 14 years. Miami was leading. Jimmy Johnson was the coach. 6 seconds left.
Look how young
Doug Flutie, and this was what won him the Heisman Trophy. There is Jimmy. Flutie flushed out of the pocket. Gerard Phelan in the end zone at the Orange Bowl, where tonight it'll be Florida against Syracuse. And that's what took place down the road in 1984.
And Jimmy Johnson telling a great story yesterday about how his defensive coordinator at the time wasn't even up in the booth thinking that the game was already over, had already started downstairs, and nobody up there to make the calls defensively. That's that throw reminiscent of Cordell Stewart and Michael Westbrook for Colorado against the University of Michigan. Didn't think a guy could actually throw it that far.
The interesting dilemma here now is, do you continue to blitz? And I think they will.
2nd down and 5.
And here comes Wilson off the bottom
Wilson
again.
comes off the corner. Flutie throws, and that is incomplete. Intended for the rookie Loud.
Now, you can always tell when one of those inside guys are going to blitz off the slots because the safeties get in behind them. And as a quarterback, you can see that, so you know Wilson's coming. That's one of the reasons I'm able to see that from up here, is that I could see the backup of the safety over Wilson behind him.
And now the play calling changes a little bit, that you've got you're 2 downs now to pick up the 1st down. Doug Flutie taking off with the football, certainly an option here.
And it looks like they're going to do it again down here with Wilson.
3rd down and 5. And they go to Moulds, and Moulds is short of the 1st down at the 18-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. Moulds along the way has established, and Buffalo's going to have to take a timeout, and they do. Moulds has set the record, the all-time NFL record, most yards receiving in a postseason game. That's 239.
This kid can play some ball, I'll tell you. He needed
240.
Yes.
He's at 239. He needed 240.
Not only does he possess the speed that is necessary, but his size and the ability to break tackles and make plays. You know, it's really something. He's come out of nowhere, really, to become this great receiver.
This is a closer measurement than it initially looked like.
So Buffalo did not have to take the timeout at the moment because there's an official's timeout here for the measurement. And look at this. He got that extra yard.
Wow.
He sure did. Now he has 240.
So they're not going to use the timeout.
They won't. They huddle up right away, save those 2 timeouts.
Well, the reason Doug was signaling for the timeout is that he didn't think they had the 1st down.
Right. 1st and 10 at the 17. Wayne Huizenga, we had a smiling Wayne in our frame about 2 minutes ago. Now a concerned Wayne. Four-man rush. Caught, 12-yard line. That is Kevin Williams making the catch. Timeout Buffalo.
You know, they've ran this play 3 or 4 times now where they run the outside guy underneath with a slant, and to me it looks like they're trying to work the side, and we might see the inside guy going out and up again. Where Doug hit Eric Moulds last time for a touchdown, we could see that play coming again here. Is your heart pumping?
Oh, this is, well,
boy.
It's playoff football. It's when everything you've worked for since the day the season ended last year, all the off-season conditioning, all of the time spent in meetings, all of the blood, sweat, and tears of a hot training camp. This is when it really pays off for somebody, and this is when it also breaks somebody's heart.
You look down here in the stands, there's nobody sitting down. I mean, they're all standing and trying to give their defense the support that they need right now.
And it's the most helpless feeling in the world when you're on the bench and can't participate in any way.
Marino agonizing.
A spectator just like the rest of us.
2nd down 5 from the 12.
Eric Moulds one-on-one down here at the bottom.
Bills have 1 timeout remaining. Flutie, a little dump off. It is caught by Thurman Thomas, and the future Hall of Famer is out of bounds at the 9-yard line. 24 seconds remaining.
I think they had the matchup that they wanted. They had Eric Moulds down at the bottom of the screen one-on-one against Sam Madison, and he actually does get out on top, but you could see during the course of the play the safety and the inside linebackers all ran with him.
Jerry Wilson went with him. Brian Walker went with him. Madison was over there. If he gets it to Moulds for a touchdown, It's going to take a lot of work to do it.
3rd down, 2 from the 9.
Same situation again.
And Flutie's going to run it. And Flutie's going to get the first down, take his last timeout, 1st and goal at the 5. No timeouts left.
Well, they were signaling for a timeout when there was about 19 seconds left on the clock, and it ran down to 16. I'm assuming that Buffalo coaching staff is going to argue that we deserve a. Now they put it back to 17. Let's take a look at both the end of the play and the clock. Joe Pendry, Doug Flutie going to talk this over. All right, there's 24 seconds when this play gets started. There is Doug, and off to the side, several of his teammates.
Look at him going timeout with 19. 19 at worst, 18.
Yes, I would think 19 would be the right call.
And really what that signals to you is a player that is on top of his game, that has the understanding of what is happening on the field.
That's a great look at Doug's
really
arm.
Yeah.
Doug's arm coming out of that pile up trying to call a timeout.
Flutie flakes are brain food. I'm convinced of that right now.
I think so, huh?
Well, what did Jimmy Johnson tell us that he thought was Doug Flutie's best attribute? His decision making. He's not big, he's not the greatest passer, but his decision making is right on.
Well, he's going to have to make sure that he throws the football in the end zone right now. You do not want to throw it where you can get tackled in bounds.
He ran it into the end zone against Jacksonville to win a game earlier this year.
14 years later, Doug Flutie looks for another miracle in Miami. 1st down at the 5-yard line.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Lost the ball. It's loose.
Trace Armstrong.
It's Miami's.
Trace Armstrong.
Armstrong dislodged it. Shane Burton recovered it, and the Dolphins season continues.
Al, Armstrong dislodged it, Burton recovered it, and Flutie held it too long.
You talked about decision making.
Yeah.
Down here, you need to know that you've got to get rid of the football. You cannot hold on to it. It's the 5th turnover for the Buffalo Bills today, and it was actually pretty good pass blocking. Thurman Thomas is trying to block Trace Armstrong, but you have to get rid of the football. You wonder if the interception down the other end was in the back of Doug Flutie's mind, that he was going to try to force it in there, but Thurman Thomas on Trace Armstrong is not the situation you want to be in if you are the offense of the Buffalo Bills.
Armstrong led the Dolphins with sacks this year with 10.5, and that might be the biggest one of his career.
And a kneel down ends it, and the Miami Dolphins will be taking a trip next weekend. They'll be going to the Meadowlands or to Denver. And the Buffalo Bills end a season on a low note, but it was a season for the Bucs, for that man, and for that franchise in what figured to be a rebuilding year. The Buffalo Bills get to the playoffs and almost pull it off. Let's go to Leslie.
He still has his helmet on. It must feel pretty great to beat Buffalo in a playoff game.
Hey, Coach. Take care. Thank you. Yeah, it feels good. It was a big win for us. We can move on now, and excited about it. Really am.
What was your priority against the Bills secondary?
Well, we just tried to take care of the ball, not have turnovers, let our defense play, and if we could do that, we had a real good chance of winning.
Did you feel your offensive line, they kept your buddy Bruce Smith away?
They did a good job. They did a good job all day, even with pass blocking and run blocking, and it was an exciting game for us. We'll move on from here.
Can you talk about the play of Doug Flutie?
Well, Doug, he's got a big heart. You know, he plays hard the whole time. He had a chance to tie that game up and give him all the credit in the world.
Keep your heart moving. Thank you, Danny. Back to you, Al.
Thank you, Leslie. If Jacksonville wins tomorrow against New England, then the Dolphins go to Denver. If New England wins that game, then Miami goes to the Meadowlands to face the Jets. But they're making a trip. The dream continues. Will it be Marino's year? They're not done yet. 24-17.
The world keeps changing, and so do we.
As leaders in accounting education, we've formed partnerships to harness the power of the web and internet CD technology. We're giving students the flexibility of studying in a virtual classroom. And now, we've teamed up with a leading Canadian university so students earn a degree while studying for their CGA designation. Business doesn't stand still, neither do we. Certified General Accountants. We're the name brand for business in Canada.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, sweetheart.
Are you coming home soon?
Not tonight. I have a function to go to.
What's that?
A party for big people.
With big people drinks?
That's right.
Dad!
Don't worry. I'm not going to drink and drive. And I'll be home in time to tuck you in.
I love you, Daddy.
This holiday season, please, drink responsibly. A message from the private broadcasters of Manitoba.
Well, nothing like postseason football, and a great game, and it was a fabulous game. 24-17. It had just about everything. The superstars and strategy and wild plays and craziness. It's all you could ask for.
I think when they have the long completion, Buffalo on the first play of the game to Moulds, and then he fumbles it and it's recovered by him, that might have been our first indication that we were in for a wild and wacky day.
Hey, how about the game that Eric Moulds had? He set records and really showed that everybody in this country that has not seen him, that he is really, truly a terrific player. And Flutie Magic took it all the way down to the end. And unfortunately, a matchup of Thurman Thomas trying to block at defensive end. Trace Armstrong couldn't hold up. You got to get rid of the football.
If you're a trader in this town, you've got to keep your feet on the ground.
My one fatal flaw, fear manifests itself in foot odor.
What are you afraid of?
Look out. The vultures are circling.
Yeah, Todd's shaking because of the final ratification of the Eurodollar.
Did you know a cockroach washes itself with its feet? And the Montanari tribes in Brazil eat them as aphrodisiacs.
Come again?
Eat them as aphrodisiacs.
I did not know that. Did you know she had insight? Looks like you and cockroach pops up.
You can bet your bottom dollar the right money can buy you into anything.
Hi, sweetie.
They're coming no matter what I'm doing.
Anything but the real thing. Traders. Global's got it Thursday at 9. Brought to you by the Cooperators. A better place for you.
Wonderfully scary.
And pleasantly hairy.
Delightfully very.
It's the Addams Family.
Welcome to the Addams Family. What a crew, the Addams Family. Coming to the Addams Family. Cha-cha-cha. Welcome to the Addams Family. How you do, the Addams Family. Coming to the Addams Family.
The new Addams Family. Global's got back-to-back episodes. Saturday at 6.
It's a big game. You could win tickets to Budweiser's big Super Bowl party. Watch NFL Sundays on Global to win. Details on Bud cases.
We're back in San Francisco for the wild card match between the Packers and the 49ers. The last 5 meetings. Green Bay has jumped off to early leads in the first half of every match. 21-0, 6-0, 21-0, 10 and 16. But the 49ers have won the toss. And they are all psyched up. The playoff atmosphere is here. In fact, this feels like a championship game almost.
Well, and you're so used to seeing these two teams in the championship. Maybe that's why. You know, who would have thought when this season started that the wild card game would be the San Francisco 49ers against the Green Bay Packers?
Who would have thought a lot of things? Who would have thought it would be Arizona playing Minnesota?
You know something, one of these two teams have played in 9 out of the last 10 championship games. So that's why